All right, we are back to continue our story, the story of the Widowmaker, which may change its name tonight. Who knows? We'll see. The budding merchants, privateers, pirates. Who knows? However, last time they got a glimpse of high society. I really should have called the episode High Society instead of Westerly Ball. Dang it. Now I need to go back and change that. Well, where they spent time kind of carousing. Carousing is not the right word. Perusing? No. Mingling amongst the nobles of Marabar. And learned quite a few things. A bit about what might be going on with the politics. Found out that some of the counts are real assholes. Get at you, Adolfo. Learned a bit about some mercenary companies, a bit about some guilds. Found out that the wizard was looking into a disturbance in the magic around the lighthouse where you guys met the hobgoblin wizard about a week back, and also that there is the potential for a blockade around Calastria that the Duchess was blocking because she didn't feel it was worth the effort. But all that potentially changed after several, and I do mean several, like about 20 hunters and inquisitors from the Church of Seer descended upon the party in clouds of smoke, attacking the guests, more specifically attacking Myrna and Iylis more directly, as in specifically seeking them out and attacking them. Oddly enough, not really trying to attack the Duchess, although a fireball got pretty close to her. Dress was a little singed by the end of the night. After the whole party drove them off, the Duchess was quickly rushed back to the residence while you guys looked around at the various bodies, finding some interesting things. The golden nine-head torques, some small kind of bags of what feel like sand. I mean, the best way I can describe these things is they look and feel like hacky sacks. It's probably the best way to put it. And as well as finding a folded up piece of paper in a couple of them that seem to be a crude drawing of Iylis. Heading back to the ship as quickly as you could, you also found out that the ship had been attacked by two of the same people, or two of the same organization. The crew fought valiantly, drove them off, but four of them went down. True was able to at least stabilize them. However, Matt had a gruesome leg wound that was oozing a black ichor. Rhux was able to concoct the anti-venom over the course of an hour or so and apply it to the wound, clearing that up. At that point, you guys decided to talk a bit about what to do next. Iylis was very adamant about getting the hell out of there as quickly as possible, but the rest of you kind of talked him down a little bit because there were some things that needed to be completed before you could leave. Whether or not that's true or not, you at least convinced him that you should at least stay the night, try to finish a few things tomorrow, and maybe then leave. And that's kind of where we picked up. You guys are going to pick it up this evening. The story gets picked up as most of you try to get a night's sleep and setting up some watches. Most of you actually just go to sleep. A few, Perry stays up along with... oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to remember all these new guys' names. Silent Bob, because that's what we've been calling him.
Jay. It's him,
Jay
man.
is
I'm
down.
telling you.
Jay is down. Silent Bob is. I really shouldn't use that. It's probably copyrighted. But
Are you making money off of
the
this?
beardless dwarf also stays up as well. True basically falls asleep pretty quickly, and most of you go dead to the world until the morning. When you wake to a breeze coming off the bay that has slightly warmed up slightly warmed by the bay itself, so there's a slightly warm breeze coming onto land from the bay from the west. You wake up to bells going off, and at first you think it's like alarm bells in the city, but as you kind of get up and rush to the portholes or up onto the deck, you see 4 large galleons. Bells going off on the galleons as they are sailing from just to the west of you guys, as they are coming out of what looks to be the shipyard. are sailing out of the bay, slowly out of the bay. And you can see these galleons clearly gunned with cannons. Clearly probably have a complement of probably 50 sailors or more. They are 4-deck galleons, 4-deck ships. Rather, they make your ship look small. And 4 of these things are heading out, flying the flag of the Mergale Navy.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was.
I guess they're going to a blockade.
Ship.
They have the attention.
Low deck.
So you realize the bells are ringing from them, as clearly they're just trying to basically make way kind of thing.
We're here
because there's some fishermanship, there's some fishing boats and stuff like that out there that slowly move out of the way and try to get out of the way of these large ships that are heading towards the mouth of the bay. What are you guys doing? It is now morning. You did get a long rest.
Is the shop open? Praedyth's gonna go get his mask.
The shop, well, it is like just past dawn. The ships are leaving with the tide, so it's really early in the morning, like maybe 6:30, 7, like pretty early.
So let's figure out what we want to do today, because I made a list of things that I thought we should do, including get the mask from Lydia.
Rhux is going to go check on everybody.
Okay. Rhux starts heading over there and checking out the crewmen that were down.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, Matt is definitely better this morning. The wound knitted up kind of nicely. And in fact, as you get over there, you see True is kind of down there and is holding on to the amulet that she has around her neck, and you see a very faint bluish light kind of slowly knitting the wound even better together. And Matt kind of wakes up a little bit and it's like, I'm still amongst the living. He looks over at, I think it's Artek, something like that, and says, so are you. Good. Well, we've made it through our second fight. and the dwarf just nods.
Second fight. Second was there.
They were on another ship, remember?
Oh yeah, okay.
Looking at the other three also has wounds, but True had already done most of the stuff with it. Rad is awake now again. Ketty and Conan look a little tired and a little wound, but they're also awake and look like they probably could go about business. But True is basically telling the 4 of them to take the day off, that the rest of the crew will handle duties today.
How was the girl, the one who is from slums?
Her? Oh, I don't remember her name either.
The family across the bay?
Yeah. She's fine. She did some fighting of some sort. I mean, remember, she's more, a little more seasoned at some of this stuff. Like, she's been on boats pretty much all her life. So, you could ask.
I just thought she was really young.
No, she's like 14 or 15. She's not super young.
Okay, she's not really young then.
Yeah, it's not like you'd be taking a 12-year-old away from them. Probably wouldn't have given up there. Probably wouldn't have told you to take him so easily.
I don't know. It happened a lot with the British ships, but yeah.
No, I know what you're saying. But she's like maybe somewhere between 13 and 15, you guess.
Okay.
So I thought she was older. Guess I'll have to hold off for a while.
That's not creepy at all. I'm going to hold off
not
for a while.
For a while.
Not at all.
So, do we think our crew member, did we give him till today or tomorrow, the crew member that was coming back?
You talked to them yesterday morning. Yesterday morning? Hold on. Let me check my notes.
Sure.
Really not that one. Actually, I think it was 2 days ago. No. It is Artek. Huh, I was right. No, yesterday morning is when you talked to them. So, as far as you know, Ennui is not going to be available till tomorrow.
Okay.
It doesn't mean you have to take her on. You can leave today if you want.
I know, but I mean, I think we do need another crew member, and I think
I'm just pointing that out. Yeah, you talked to them yesterday morning. So yesterday morning is when you added Artek, and it's not Matt, it's Met, but I've been calling him Matt. Actually, it is Matt. I misspelled it on one of my things. Artek and Matt, and then Anwi were the 3 that you picked up. But Anwi said she had a couple days. She needed a couple days to clear some things up.
Okay. So today on the list is go see Lydia, get the mask, and maybe see if she wants to manage the warehouse. Hylough, I think, had mentioned if he could go talk to Sev and see if he knows anyone for getting the warehouse. Might be honest. We have to go see the Lord with the missing son. We can go into the group since we decide as a group and kind of give that impression. And then we have a lot of stuff to buy and sell. We got to find out where the ale is as far as being sold. We got to pick up some supplies, weapons, armor, rations. Those are the main things that I can think of.
I told Morven that at least Marcus and Aaron would be there, captain and the spokesperson. So, and they're going to be sending someone to collect us.
Oh, good.
Yeah. But
well, we might want to go with
it is this morning, and any of us we can go. So just letting you know who is minimum expected.
Yeah, we've got a lot of things to buy. So if somebody wants to handle getting food, or I mean, I think the earliest we can leave is tomorrow on the tide, but we probably should wait for our last crew member.
Well, I definitely don't want to go anywhere on my own.
No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
And Iylis is pretty skittish today.
You should probably stay on
we get a bigger bounty for turning you in. Never mind, I didn't say that.
Wait. No.
He's right here.
That's 5,000 gold, right?
No.
Whole time.
So what are you okay with going to see Sev, Hylough? To kind of let him know we're leaving and the situation, and if he knows of anyone who could run the warehouse.
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see here. So you said it's really early in the morning.
Yeah, it's like
I'm just getting ready.
The suns have started to come up above. It is dawn, so like the suns are starting to come up, but it's just early, like really early.
And we can wait until after we're been sent for by the Lord. We can all go to that and then split up. I know we're very eager to get the mask. I'd like to be there to speak with Lydia as well. So if you can hold off on doing that. Yeah.
As you're saying that, you hear
as he's already gone off the ship.
No, he hasn't. As you're saying that, you hear ahoy, ahoy, Captain of the Widowmaker, coming from the dock.
Captain,
look over.
Summoned.
Yeah.
Looking over, you see 3 people at the bottom of the gangplank. One is very clearly Harbor Master Otis. You remember him? He's the one that you first talked with when you first got here.
Yeah.
And then there are 2 men in what look to be military uniforms.
I'm hiding.
They're definitely Margali, but Otis says, "May we come aboard?"
I come aboard.
All right.
I'm going into that. In the very bottom of the ship.
Okay.
You're going into the bilge?
Yeah.
It's going to do wonders. Going to do wonders
checking for holes
for that purple robe you've got.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful your smell too. No one will ever find you.
What a wonderful
all 3 of them come up, and once they get up top, Otis comes up last. So the 2 men come up first. He comes up last, and then he stops basically just inside on the deck. The 2 men approach and get, not too close to Aaron, and one of them says, Captain of the Widowmaker. My name is Captain Fernando Cristobal. I am the captain of the M&S Kestrel. And he kind of gestures over across the way, and you can see the Margali Navy ship that was here when you guys got here, which has some cannon damage and stuff on it. This is my first mate, Lieutenant Donald Moltz. We would like to speak with you about possibility of helping us out in a manner. Could we?
It's been going on a lot now lately.
Can we please retire to your ready room? He assumes you have a ready room, but you don't. But and discuss this business. It is a bit sensitive.
Is this the guy we talked to in the bar who was we talked to an officer when we first got here who was mentioning a different person?
You talked to a member of the Sunbeam.
Okay.
Which also is over across the way.
Okay. So yeah, let's go to the...
Right. You guys...
I'll wait for the captain's lead.
Follow me.
Let me bring you into the Sea Spray. So, just really the Widowmaker, which eventually will be some other name.
Yes.
I'm
thinking the Sprayed Seas.
So you guys head into the captain's quarters, and there is a table there that you guys can sit at. Cristobal sits down along with, but Molt stays standing kind of over near the doors that enters in. You can see these guys are armed. They both have what look to be both look to be like a scimitar or a cutlass, as well as a pistol at their hip. And they are wearing the garb of the Mergale Navy, so it's pretty clear that they are members of that Navy. Cristobal sits down and says, so, because of our defense of the Sunbeam, and I can't remember the other name of the ship, unfortunately, sorry, and the Mermaid's Calm, we are unable to continue our journey to Castel de Margali. And we have some important cargo that needs to make it to the city as soon as possible. And hearing of your, what's the word I'm looking for, exploits in the city, I was wondering if you guys would be potentially able to, if you and your crew would be able to take this cargo to Castel de Margali for us. It would include a passenger as well, and there would be payment.
Well, cargo is our speciality.
Which direction is this that we're looking at?
Margali is heading back to the east. It's away from Calastria and Emerald.
Yeah, that's exactly opposite where we're going. It's on the...
And that's into the
absolutely not where I want to go.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just saying this is what he's saying. That's really all the details I can give you. We could get the cargo loaded onto your ship. There is a passenger as well, very small passenger. They would not take up much room, as well as a message, but she has the message. So he seems to be implying the passenger itself. We would pay you double the cost of the voyage, and then on arrival of the items at Castel de Margali, we would pay you another 500 gold.
So, are these items we don't want the patrol to catch us with? I'm not asking what they are, just that...
Well, we should know what they are. Why can't we know what they are?
What patrol are you talking about?
Well, this is the Navy.
To keep the authorities from searching cargo.
They are the authorities.
Yeah, these guys are the
literally
authorities.
the Mergale Navy captain of the ship talking to you.
So we're not smuggling in this case.
It's like if the U.S. Navy came up and was like, "Hey, can you ship these people for us?"
Okay, I misunderstood. My apologies.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It does lead to the question that if a heavily armed vessel, we're relatively armed, but
you have two ballista, if you remember correctly.
Yes,
at the back of the ship, as well as. But that's it, honestly, for armaments for the ship, quite frankly.
You don't even have any cannons?
You don't have any cannons.
Right, so, I mean, his vessel, I'm assuming, is more heavily armed since he's already in combat.
It's not a galleon. It seems to be more of a frigate, so it's only a 3-deck ship. But the second deck is clearly probably a half dozen or probably 10 cannons each side. So, yes, it is more heavily armed. And it usually comes with Marines and things like that. So... Or usually has Marines as part of the crew.
Why don't we, if we think about this, we could ask for them to arm us.
I was just about to ask that.
Sorry, Captain.
I mean, you're sitting at the table with him, so...
Right. My concern is we are relatively lightly armed merchant vessel, whereas you are more heavily armed. Did you expect pirates, or was there some reason that the passenger?
We were going to be asking one of the ships that just recently left the dock, heading towards Calastria to take the cargo. You are the only one that we know of that's large enough of a vessel. And you've seen on the docks there are some merchant vessels, but yours is a comparably sized to most of them. I mean, you're a medium-sized merchant ship, cargo ship, basically. However, we know that you have heard, I should say, that you and your crew is a bit more experienced in combat matters. Clearly, they've heard about your Sea Devil stuff and maybe even have heard about what happened last night.
Captain, permission to speak.
Of course.
So, while we do have we are experienced in martial matters on the sea, that has not helped much if we are not as heavily armed as someone who might be chasing. Can you give us a?
I do see you have some ballista.
We have ballista, true, but we do not have a deck against. What type of opposition? Who would be winning this cargo? That two large vessels were needed to. Well, one large vessel would be needed to.
We are not saying anyone is particularly after this cargo. It was being carried by the Kestrel. We would prefer to use a naval ship. However, those ships have now been sent the opposite direction.
And time is of the essence?
Time is of the essence. You can give me an insight check there if you want.
Yes, I would love to, actually.
See if he's potentially telling the truth.
Question. Going east is faster than going west, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting my character.
To get to Castel de Margali from where you're currently at is probably about a day and a half.
Oh.
Pretty quick. And most of that trip is because you have to either go north around the island that you're currently at, or you're going to have to go way south around the southern island that's below you. And here, to give you an idea, show you the
I think it's a great way to make some money, and we could outfit our ship with the money. We could get more cargo with money. I think it would be worth the decoy.
You are correct. It is faster to go. It's faster to go east than it is to go west, because you're going with the wind. However, you're currently here, and to get to Caer Margali, which is Caer Margali here, or Castel de Margali, you either have to go all the way down here to get through this strait, or around this way. Because this thing right here is very shallow. It has a lot of rocks and things like that. Pretty much no one goes through it.
Razor shock rocks.
Yeah, in theory, see if any Rhux. In theory, you have heard of ships that have went through there. You've been on ships for about a year now. You've heard of ships that can make it through there. There supposedly is a passage through there, but it's just not worth the risk.
Where were we attacked in the original vessel? Wasn't it? Oh, the storms were south of Port Hope.
Your original vessel, the Maiden's Folly, came from there to Wensmar to Port Hope, down through here, and came up and were headed this way.
Okay, so we were further.
You were further
west.
Further west and south, and then west. But
gotcha.
Yes, where you fought and got the sea spray was up in here somewhere, maybe a little further north. Where you did your mutiny was actually over here, and then
the storms
back to this way.
Do I remember there was a certain area?
This right here has a storm in it. It's a perpetual storm.
Okay, so it's not.
This map is a little outdated. There's sort of a ring of atolls and stuff like that sort of block off part of this side here.
By the way, let me just go ahead and brown nose, but the maps on your site are excellent. I was trying to figure out where we're going. I was like, wow, political maps and real maps.
Yeah.
Very, very well done.
Although they're outdated, I've changed some stuff. But they're still good enough. The bulk of the things are still correct.
Inside of 19.
Inside of 19. You get the feeling he is definitely holding something back, for sure. I mean, he's got a stiff upper lip and all that, and clearly he's very well disciplined. However, he's definitely holding something that he's not telling you guys.
What about the other guy? Can I be getting read on the other?
The other guy has just been standing there listening near the door the whole time. No hands near his weapons. Sort of in a relaxed parade rest kind of stance. So it doesn't look like
he's a minion.
Well, I mean, he's the first mate, as he was said.
Okay.
He's lieutenant and first mate, basically, is what he told you he was.
Okay, but he's not.
But he has not.
Doesn't seem uncomfortable or anything with this.
Nope. It's more of probably just witness or something like that, just to make sure.
So it would be 500 gold.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, once it gets there, it's 500 gold. They're also willing to pay double the
normal cost to go there.
Of the voyage. Yep.
So do we know how much that is?
Well, I mean,
that's determined by us, right?
Well, it's back of the estimate. Like, it's determined by you, but he has some kind of idea of how much
rate, I would think.
Of how much your crew might cost and things like that. So to him, your crew would probably be about 2 silver persons per crew member, a gold person per officer. He's probably including all of you guys as officers, so got that kind of going for you. There's food for provisions for a couple days to get there, even though it's a day and a half. Food for 2 days. He's back of the estimate is probably maybe 40 to 50 gold. Is double.
Is one way?
Is double the cost.
Oh, it's double.
Yeah. I mean, because 1 day, 2 silver for 15 crew members is only 3 gold.
Yeah.
So,
and I may have not heard. Did you say how long it would take?
A day and a half.
Day and a half.
Yeah. Mostly because, like I said, you have to get around one side or the other.
Okay. Of
the islands, you either have to go north and come around and then south to Castel de Margari, or south and around near Port Hope, or you can try to risk a potential passage through what did I call it? The Devil's it's called the Devil's something or other. Second, and I can tell you because I have another map. It is called
the Devil's Shrine.
No,
Devil's Black Butt.
No, it's called Devil's Sand or something like that. Mostly because that's where the people thought the Sea Devils came from.
So we're not sure how much longer we're going to be in port, and if it's needs to be an imminent type departure. When does this need to be there?
Well,
what time frame?
It's already delayed by. We were expecting to be there yesterday or 2 days ago, actually. So it's already late. We unfortunately, the repairs on our ship are more extensive than expected, and we're going to be here for at least another week. So anything that will get it there before then is still better than what we can do.
You should just steal it.
So what does the captain have to say at this point?
Let's consider too that carrying items for the Navy might also allow passage through any blockades.
Yeah, you're not the captain.
Wow. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well, why don't we discuss when can we give you our answer?
If you would, well, like I said, we are here for the week, so if you would at least please notify us before you leave with a yes or no. I mean, clearly, if it's a yes, it will probably take a couple of hours to transfer the cargo from our ship to yours. So we would need notice at least 2 hours before if the answer is yes. If it is not, then a note of some sort before you go to let us know.
And it's one person, and the other is just cargo. It's not any live cargo.
He says it is 1 passenger and 10 small crates and 1 large crate.
Okay, nothing live or anything that would need to be maintained.
Nothing live. No.
Yeah.
Except the passenger.
Yeah.
Yes, clearly, except for the passenger.
Well, we hope the passenger's alive.
The passenger is alive. Yes.
Okay.
If you would please let us know at your earliest convenience, that would be best. And at the very minimum, let us know before you go if the answer is no, so that we can either make other arrangements or at least get a message saying that it's going to be longer. Have a cat.
Of course. So, looking at the captain to see if he's going to say anything.
Well, I appreciate your trust in us. That's for certain.
Oh, you come recommended from the shipyard master here, Count Franco Morvan. He recommended you to us.
Yeah. We're supposed to meet
recommended,
with him,
fellas. Let's go.
So I'll just pipe up and say, if what would you do if you had to reinforce the armaments on this ship? What would you?
Let us take a quick look. And he gets up and says, "May I?"
Please.
Donald here is a bit better strategically towards armaments than I am, but we can both look at the ship here. And they head out onto the main deck, and he turns and says, "This is I assume this is a 3-deck cargo vessel."
Yes.
There are 3 decks, but there's also a bilge. You actually technically have a 4th deck with the bilge down there. In theory, you could put some stuff in there, but it normally is water and things like that. So probably not the best place to store cargo.
That's our smuggling hold.
And I assume most of your cargo is on the 3rd deck, where you would be placing it.
Yes, because our crew is on the 2nd deck, obviously, down below.
Yeah, lower to keep us more balanced.
You see Donald kind of go over to the edge and look over the side, and you hear him say, "No gun ports, sir." First time you've heard him say anything. No gun ports. So you'd have to have something here on the main deck. If I were to add something, I might add, I think I would potentially add another ballista in the front of your ship. Donald pipes up and says, "Sir, it's probably not very useful. This thing's going to be mostly running anyway." He's like, good point. Good point. Yes, so probably not something in the front of the deck. But for Donald looks at him again, and Cristobal is about to say something, and Donald just kind of goes over time and says, "For your most benefit, 1 or 2 8-pound cannons on either side would probably be good enough. You don't want to overweight things too much. You'll have to do some reinforcement on the railings here, and maybe do a little bit of work to add some roping and pulley systems to hold them close, so that when you fire, you can pull them back into position. I would say it'd be maybe a day or two's worth of work for someone to do that for you. Maybe a couple hundred gold to do it. The cannons are going to be the biggest expense there. I think an 8-pound cannon is going to run you maybe 700 to 800 gold
each.
Not to mention the actual cannonballs.
Well, cannonballs are probably here in Ergal or Mirabar. You can probably get them for a gold piece each, but Donald kind of looks briefly at Cristobal, who just does a slight nod. He says, "But I'm sure we could probably provide you with at least a couple of barrels of black powder and probably 24 cannonballs." Unfortunately, we cannot provide what?
2,000?
220, 24.
24. I'm sorry. Okay.
24.
Yeah, okay.
We really can't provide you with the cannons. Our ship uses 12-pound cannons, but and when he's talking about poundage, he's talking about the size of the cannonball you could use.
Yeah, so if we had 8-pound cannons, would their cannonballs fit?
They have a 12-pound cannon can shoot a 12-pound ball, an 8-pound ball, a 1-pound ball. It can shoot any of the sizes that it's rated for and below. So they have 8-pound cannonballs.
Gotcha.
Do
you have anybody here in port that you would recommend to do this work?
You're the shipyard, the shipyard over to the west. He points over towards the west, and where the galleons came from.
Right.
They would probably be the best. And like I said, Franco Morvan recommended you. He seemed to imply that he knew you, so he'd probably be your best bet. That being said, there are a couple of places here on the docks. You could probably find one.
You've definitely given us a lot to think about.
Yes, the answer is not no, I would think.
We just need to think it over.
We were just heading in the opposite. Our plans were to head in the opposite direction, and so this puts us behind. So
fair enough. Attacked by the cat. Fair enough. But again, if you could at least let us know one way or the other before you head out, that would be most kind of you.
Of course.
Yes.
Otis has been standing over by the gangplank the whole time, and as Cristobal, Captain Cristobal, because his first name is actually Fernando, says, "But it's good speaking with you. Hopefully, this will be a fruitful partnership, and you will say yes. If not, we understand. It is a trying time on the high sea, in the Sea of Tears these days. So, no problem if you decide that it is not in your best interests."
We certainly like helping the established and the government when we can. It's just, as you said, some events sometimes do not allow it. So let us talk and get back with you.
Fair enough. It was good speaking with you. Good day. And
you as well.
They head down the gangplank, and Otis continues following with them and speaking with them. Clearly, they have some other business together. What are you guys doing now?
So what was his ship's name?
The M&S Kestrel. Her Majesty's ship, HMS, yada yada.
Yeah.
Mergale naval ship, M&S.
M&S. I think it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot he's telling us, though. There's some things.
Yeah, no telling what's in this cargo here.
But
the person
on a good note,
transporting is wanted, like somebody else we know.
We could run it quick. I mean, it would be a fairly quick.
Yeah, day and a half.
Yeah, I don't think it would put us behind too much.
And we could maybe
a good chunk of change.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you'll have to pay for some provisioning and things like that, but
yeah, I mean, it would be.
But we're getting reimbursed double for that, and then we get paid $500
plus.
And when we get back,
did they? As another question, did they ever say how long it would be before they're done selling all the ale anyway?
No, well.
Because if they didn't say if it's going to take them, the rest of the week to do, we could outfit the ship, leave, and come back by the time they're done.
I think he was going to sell us know what he could sell yesterday, and then we'd go from there because he may not be able to get it all.
Yeah,
I think he was going to know by the end.
You never followed back up with him yesterday.
No, yeah. I was going to say we need to follow back up with him today. That's on my list.
Mm-hmm. So it's entirely possible we'll need to wait. We would need to wait a couple of days for that to be done anyway.
Well, and on a good side, if we leave port, people just know we left port. They may not know where we're headed to.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we get back, we might have a little more time here to settle everything up. Because right now they just know Iylis is here. So if we...
Yeah.
Not only that, they don't expect Iylis to go back toward...
To the same spot.
How foolish would that be?
Yeah.
And, all we have to really do is just drop the thing off and then leave on the next tide. We don't have to stay.
Right.
Throwing them off,
But there's definitely something going on there as far as trouble, I think.
Yeah, better reason to not stay there long.
Well, I'm just worried what they're running from. And are we back in the captain's quarters? By the way, were we discussing? We're discussing the captain's quarters, right?
I mean, they left.
Yeah,
I know, but I mean, instead of talking in front of the
crew, you do have crew doing stuff around the ship. So.
Yeah. Like if we have a debate, probably let's go to the captain's quarters. As far as weaponry, I think we're much better off running as we can. I mean, maybe we can get more sail, at least at this point.
I mean, I feel like our sail outfit's pretty good, yeah? I don't know how much we can tack on. We should have asked him that.
That's something we should ask.
Well, we could ask
our sales master.
We could ask the count guy. He might know. The guy we have to go see anyway. He's the one who owns the shipyard.
Only adding one or two was that was really all we could add before it started to slow us down too much.
Yeah, the cannons.
Oh yeah, I mean, I just don't think we're going to fight our way out of it. Our best bet is to run.
I definitely think we should. I don't see that it's too big an expense right now. Anyway.
Yeah,
I guess one other thing he might have mentioned to you guys is that you could replace the ballista with cannons as well.
Yes, which we could sell the ballista, but the ballista aren't bad.
No. I'm just telling you that you probably could replace the ballista as well.
We could replace one of the ballistas with a cannon.
No, you'll have to do both because
you gotta do both. It'll be unbalanced.
It's a balance. Their weight.
Yeah, the weight.
You'd unbalance the weight. Yeah, one side would be heavy.
The other thing is cannons. We have to have powder. If you have powder, you have the possibility of it blowing up in the powder.
Yeah.
That being said, you do know that Artek and Matt have run guns before. Have used cannons before. Remember, Artek got.
Oh yes,
Def.
I mean, I'd rather have cannons, but right now I don't.
Right now, it just doesn't make any sense.
I think we would need a.
It makes sense to me. I'm
need a better ship to get cannons.
It also talks. We're also looking at leaving as soon as we can. So getting cannons, it'd probably be another day and a half.
You're going to add a day because you're going to have to rig something up for the sides.
Right.
However, if all you did is replace the ballista, you would not, because the ballista already do have something for when they fire, and because they're going to move too. You just have to reinforce it, so that would probably take less time.
Yeah, I don't mind spending the money. I mean, I think we have the money to spend, and we don't know in Morven. We're who knows what else we're going to collect before we leave here.
Yeah, it might we seem to be in pretty good graces with the guy who owns the shipyard anyway.
So, are we thinking of doing this? I guess first of all, do we?
I mean, they also said they would give us cannonballs and powder.
Yeah.
That's just initial. Like, that's not. How long is that really going to last? That's another expense.
Depends on how many fights we get into.
My plan is not getting any fights.
I'm not opposed to it. I just don't think it's really necessary right this second. Like, I don't think we need to stop everything right now and replace the ballista with cannons. I'm not saying at some point we couldn't replace the ballista with cannons. I think that's a good idea. Just at this current, 1 second right now, I don't think.
I feel like the best idea might be to ask someone what would be best to add sail-wise, to see if we can increase our sail plan to make it faster. For speed, especially on these short trips.
What we're wanting is to run. Even if we replace it with cannons, we still want to run.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but at the same time, we are going to be out on the high seas, and we know there's lots of pirates, and we have personal experience with this. So anything we can do to defend ourselves as well. It wouldn't be such a bad idea. So whether we need to do it right now, but if it's just a replacing of something rather than adding new, and it doesn't add any extra time, and they're willing to give us stuff.
Well, they're willing to give us powder and cannonballs. That's not a huge.
But we would. It's an offer that I know. But if we do it later, we have to buy our cannonballs and powder.
Like I said, I'm not 100% against it. I'm not.
By the way,
sure we need to do it right.
You don't necessarily need to buy 4 cannons. You just need to buy something that
buy 2.
Yeah, you'd have to do 2 at a minimum so you can balance the weight.
It would probably cost us.
But I thought you said
$1,500 if we sold the ballistas, and then $800 per cannon. So
the ballistas, you guess, would probably be about $500 each. So you could probably get $1,000 for selling them.
Okay,
and then it's 700, 800 for cannon. I mean, depending on I think we should talk to the Lord dude first. See
if we're not worried about.
I'm sorry. If we can get money from him.
Are we worried about a time with Iylis? That's, I guess, the most important fact. We were just talking about getting out of town ASAP.
Quick,
this will add.
About slowing it down.
Yes, we can add. It'll add a day, probably, just because finding it, getting it mounted. It only takes a day.
True,
but that puts
who's
us
been
in
sitting there quietly the whole time, says
yes.
Basically says, well, it's up to you. If you wish to, what is your greatest advantage? Running quickly or fighting? You do have, and she looks at Iylis, who's been kind of timid, saying, you do have a storm sorcerer here. Is that not correct? Can he not provide extra wind in the sails?
I'm good at that.
That's true. We do be zooming.
I would think our advantage is running right now. I don't for future.
Our advantage.
So then, why don't we ask if? Hold on. She says, "I'm not the smartest about this, but I do know that some of the pirate ships do have certain things that allow them to move more quickly and through the water. I don't know what this is, but maybe the shipyard might."
I thought that
would be an excellent idea.
Enchanted sails before.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there must be maybe not enchanted stuff as well. It could be.
Yeah, it could be.
They could do tons of things. There could be more sail planned. They could have
something like that.
They could put stuff on the hull to make it not wear.
I think that would be the better.
I guess all I'm trying to give you guys is that, hey, think outside the box. Not everything. You have the advantage of magic here. You're in a city where potentially there's artificers that can potentially make you something, and it's very possible the shipwrights might already have some of that stuff.
Yeah, so we should talk to the shipwrights.
Okay.
Yeah. Figure out if we can increase our sail plan. I guess the best.
Do they have carronades in this world in it? I mean, Peter, the small cannons on swivels that were used against boarding parties. And...
you mean cannonels?
Yeah, carronades, coronels, something like that. Cannonades.
Yes,
cannonades.
They do.
Because maybe we could get a couple of those because they're much smaller and.
Yeah, it's just a patero. A swivel gun, basically. Yes, they do exist.
Okay.
And it is cheaper, but it only uses a 1 pound ball.
Yeah, it's much small. The range, it wouldn't be necessarily great against fighting ships, but it would be a sting, and if we were to get boarded, it would helpful.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking about with the cannons on the back is that while we're running away, we can just use those cannons on the back as sort of like a warning fire, or if we do actually hit them, I mean.
Well, if they're not going to be mounted to the back, they'll be mounted side to side, I would think, unless they're on swivel mounts.
There are swivel mounts. You could probably, you could get 2 of those and then have 4 or 5 stations that you could just pick them up and move them to.
Okay. So we could do that then.
Yeah, you could move. You could have a mount on the front of the ship, a mount on the back of the ship, mount on the deck, on the sides of the deck. You can have them wherever you want, and then just only have a couple of them and just move them when you need to.
Okay. Well, first of all, let's
something like that.
Let's vote on. Do we want to do this?
I think it really only benefits us. We get money. We get more reputation with the Royal Navy and the higher ups.
We're asking to transport cargo that the Navy would have transported.
That is true.
And they're not telling us what it is. And we don't know who else wants it.
It does sound like it's very important to the Navy. And it's always good to be in the Navy's good graces than their bad graces.
Well, I'm not talking about doing anything that's in their bad graces. I'm just worried about who else wants this. Because the Navy wants
it. Crew of the Widowmaker.
We're moving on here. Okay.
Moving on. Time to go talk to Fernando.
I'm not moving you on. I have certain times when I'm going to have somebody talk to you.
Let's go see what that's about.
No, that's fine. No, that's right. Things happen. We can't control.
I have certain times where I'm
and we may have more options coming in too. Maybe other things that'll come up.
As you guys come out and look down the gangplank, you see Sev Kewen standing down there below.
He's saying, come to us.
Captain members of the Widowmaker.
That's that guy's man.
I am here to collect you for a meeting with Count Morven.
That's right. Okay.
He says that from down below. He doesn't
come aboard. We'll be with you in a moment.
He comes up the gangplank and looks around and says, I see you have got a decent crew going on here, because some of your crew are, going around the ship doing the normal daily stuff for being in docks.
Thank you. Yes, we're outfitting for a journey. So
leaving us so soon.
A couple days.
Being a merchant, that does tend to, we have to go deliver.
Fair enough. I am here to collect you, Lord Morven, or Count Morven. I keep calling him Lord, but it's Count. Count Morven wishes to speak with you. He has not given me the details, but he said for me to bring you to his estate.
Yes, we are expecting you. Thank you. We don't know where it is.
he points up towards the top of the bluff. He says, right over there. We got to go a little bit of a roundabout way to get there.
Okay.
But I await you. Let me know whenever you're ready to go. I will just try to stay out of the way. As the ship, ship rocks a little bit, and you see him kind of not blanch, but just kind of like, ooh, okay. And he's like, I might just wait on the dock if you. And gets up on the gangplank.
Very good.
Well, I'll go down to the dock. I'll go. Well, if anybody else is not ready to go, I'm going to go down to the dock and start talking about our new real estate.
Yeah, perfect. That's a good plan. We'll give you a couple minutes to kind of go through that. Is everybody going to go? I assume.
I'm going.
Yeah, I was going to go.
We got somebody got to go get Iylis, by the way.
Well, I came up from the bilge.
Oh, okay.
That's where we're keeping him now. It's not the bilge. It's Iylis's room. Iylis's special place. That's what we call it.
Hey, Iylis, make sure you man the pumps.
Yeah, it's this panic room. Every wizard needs a panic room.
I guess we're all gonna go, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Hylough, you go down there and start chatting with Sev Kuhn.
Yeah.
He's like, it's good to see you again, Hylough.
You too. Listen, we just came into possession of the warehouse that.
Congratulations!
Are you familiar with the where? Well, you remember the warehouse.
The warehouse. Yeah, you mentioned too.
What's his name?
He's like, that one. It's a pretty decent location. Along the waterfront, and from what I understand, it has a bunch of shops and things like that. From what I see, in fact, the cafe, while I was waiting for some of the men to do their search, was quite good.
So all of those places belong. That's all one building.
Yeah. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this real quick. So that
I remember it, but now it's not just the warehouse. It's all the shops.
The whole thing is a warehouse. So
okay. So we get rent already on these. We need to go tell them that we're their new landlord and that they need to send their rent to us, right?
Yeah, so it's this. Let me bring you guys to this scene real quick. All right, so here's the entire. It still has a whole bunch of stuff in it from when we last did this, so don't.
I'm there. How do we get?
Yeah, everybody, don't worry about that. Let me do something real quick so I can. You guys can just see everything. Yes, you can at this point.
Yes.
All right. So this whole thing is considered the warehouse. So there's the main warehouse here, which has all the storage and stuff. And remember, from what you were told previously, he used some of the space himself, but he also rented out space in the warehouse itself. So there's potentially people who have rented stuff out here. And then there is a bunch of shops that are surrounded. So this is a cafe that he was talking about. There's a baker's shop. There's a saddle and horseshoer's shop. This is a clothier or a textile guy. This is a butcher. This is a potter. There's no candlestick maker. Sorry. And then there's this extra spot here, which is actually also a rental spot for cargo.
Okay. Well,
so do we make rent off of these spaces?
Yeah, we have.
You can. You don't have to. You could tear down the walls and turn it all into cargo space and just use it yourself.
I'm talking about currently people are using them.
You would have to go find out.
Do we currently make money?
You would have to go find out. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna need to tell them that
it's you own it. So
yeah, we're their new landlord. So yes,
let's figure out.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna ask. We're looking for somebody honest that can run this thing, collect the rent, find tenants, or find whoever wants to store cargo or whatever needs to be done here.
Have you talked to the Tumbrel or something like that? This is not necessarily my cup of tea. I might be able to find you some guards, but that's probably.
Well, that's the thing. I just didn't know if there were some retired guards or somebody that you would trust to do this.
I know of some retired people who potentially could be a good captain for your guards of the warehouse, but who would want to be a manager of the warehouse? I don't know of any, but you're going to go speak with somebody who might. I mean,
yeah.
Morven might have some ideas for you if you ask him.
Okay. All right.
He's going to have a better head for that than I do. But if you do need guards or something like that, I can certainly point you towards some retired men from my watch. And if they don't pan out, there's also the Silver Ring. That guild. In fact, most of these men would probably be part of the Silver Ring anyway, so they could probably get you in contact with Lord Captain Morris, and you could speak with him about potentially hiring some people.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know of a manager, but like I say, Count Morven might be able to.
Okay.
And we head back to the Sea Spray because,
All right. Everybody, let's go.
You guys are finishing that up the conversation is finishing up as you guys come down. Kuhn says, "Follow me," and you guys start heading through the streets of the docks. Instead of going across the river like you would normally do, you kind of skirt down the sort of a main thoroughfare on this side of the river. That eventually leads to a small road that kind of not super steeply, but somewhat, but that kind of does a switchback up the bluff to the top. It takes you guys about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to get there. It's a good mile so maybe actually 30 minutes, because it's a good mile and a half to get there. And you come upon sort of a gated area where you can see some trees and stuff like that. The two guards that are kind of at this front gate as you come up to it nod at Kuhn, and you guys are ushered right in. There is a garden in the front side. You can see a sort of a manor house set back maybe, I don't know, 75 to 100 feet from the road, which he leads you up some stairs into the main foyer, and directs you off to the side where you can where there is sort of a sitting room as you come in. That is killing me. As you go in, one person, or actually as you go in, you see a few servants moving around. One happens to have a tray of some of what looks to be maybe cookies or something like that, and two teapots. She literally comes in right behind you and says, "Coffee or tea?"
No, thank you. Not
yes,
for me,
tea,
anyway.
please. Tea.
And
tea for me.
For those of you who want some, she provides you with it, and then she puts the cookies there. And you realize now that they're like sort of a breakfast kind of biscuit. Probably the best way to put it. Not a biscuit, but like a cookie.
A crumpet.
European style.
Yeah, and then she heads out. Sev just stays there. Said says, "Give me a moment. Let me let Count Morven know you are here. I shall be returned with him in a moment." And he heads off. This cat is trying to kill me. About just a couple minutes later, Count Morven comes in through the door, and as a reminder, just so you remember what he looks like, hit the wrong thing. He comes through the door and says, "It's good to see you again. That nasty business last night. I hope it found you okay."
Yeah, one of our crew was pretty hard hit, or a few of our crew were pretty hard hit.
Oh, really?
Including Iylis here. Yeah.
Well, you don't look any worse for the wear this morning. That's good.
He's able to recover.
That's good.
I heal quickly.
This is good. This is good. He goes and sits down in a chair to the side, and if you aren't sitting, he basically nods for you to take a seat.
Okay,
so
take a seat.
I wanted to speak with you about a business opportunity. As you may know, as Hylough brought up last night, my son has been kidnapped, and thanks to your investigative work, detective work, whatever you want to call it, we now have the best lead that we've ever had ever since he was taken. The notes that you found at Martin Sklar's estate have clearly shown that my boy must be somewhere in Calastria. And so I wish to propose to you, since clearly none of my men have any authority in Calastria, I was hoping that maybe someone like you, who can sort of work a little bit outside of the law, might be willing to, go search for him. And he stops for a second and kind of gauges the room as he looks around. How are you guys reading? And you can be stoic if you want. You can say, "I'm trying to not be read at all," if you wish.
I'm trying to look helpful.
I'm just listening.
Sympathetic.
And interested.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look trying not to break the china that he got.
Okay, so he notices it a little bit. He says, I understand that it is sort of a sudden thing, and it is. You don't know me very well. I don't know you very well, although Lieutenant. I've been calling him Sev Kuhn, but that's not his actual name. Lieutenant Cuevas says that you are very good. So, I would like to offer you a business proposition here, where I would pay you 1,000 gold right now if you said yes, to help outfit your ship even better than it is now, and 50 gold a day as a retainer while you search for my son.
It's a good deal. This is a really good deal. This is a really good deal.
That is very generous. Is there not a blockade of?
Well, there will be by the time they get to. Yes, Colestia will be blockaded.
So if we're on Navy bit, I'm going to say this not to in front of him, but off to the side to these guys maybe at some point. If we take the Navy job, that would give us passage through blockades. Plus, we could search for his son while we're delivering the Navy stuff, and then we could make, 2 jobs.
So the Navy stuff is
delivered. They're different cities, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, but what to go with Kat's thing is just, we could not deliver the stuff to Mergalia.
Well,
and we could just keep it on ourselves and change the documents around so it looks like we're delivering to another city.
Yeah. Or we could just go to the other city.
What would you do with
the other city?
Okay, this is to be talk somewhere else.
Okay, hold on. Iylis or Robert, there's a person going with the cargo for the Navy stuff. So are you going to kill the person too?
No, we're not going to do that.
Well,
there's a person that goes with it.
Well,
he continues. He says,
"Just draft them into the."
As part of this, I would send. As part of this, I would also send a member of my my guard with you to provide you with cash when needed as a per diem portion, and as well as to help relay any information you find. So
okay, Count Morven, or is it Count or Lord? Now
Count.
I'm messed up.
It's Count.
Okay, I've got it written down as Lord.
No, it's Count. It's Count. It's because way back when it was Lord before I figured out some of the stuff in the city. So it is Count Franco Morven.
Count Morven. We've been very fortunate by meeting Sev and having some inroads here. Do you have, not that we wouldn't do this, and we'd love to help you with, no one should be enslaved, and certainly not your son, and it was atrocious, but do you have any leads or anything there, any type of contacts that we could
we have the lead that you already found, which was that it seems that my son was sold along with another batch to a Lord. I changed his name. I just have to find it.
Lord big bad guy.
Amaria.
Lord Diarrhea.
So I would assume that at a very minimum, we could I could provide you with some sort of introduction to Lord Amaria, which actually I believe he might be a member of the Council of Calahestria. Actually, now that I think about it, the name does sound familiar. And you could be introduced to him, potentially start going from there. See if there's any way to figure out anything from him, or I don't know. I'm not necessarily the best at this sort of thing. Maybe snoop around his estate. If I can.
Would you consider buying him back?
Sure. If that is what it takes.
Yeah.
That is part of the reason why I would clearly send a man with you.
Yeah, it's just, sometimes if it would be the safest thing would be to go about that transaction, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. He sounds like he might be a lord of some importance, so we may have to flee the town. And you did offer to, arm our vessel, so that is very, very generous.
Giving you 1,000 gold up front for you.
Yes, right.
To do what you need to do.
I hope arm our vessel, but I know it's just very generous. It's just, looking at this, we'd have to take that into account, that we may have to flee quickly, mm-hmm. or Perhaps he would be more amenable just for a bounty.
As you're saying this, a woman, you hear a voice of a woman outside the hallway. She says, Franco, as I remember, I need to go to, and in walks woman. And she looks like... Find it.
Hylough, stay calm.
I think she's married.
She looks like this.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry about
Now, take a wow, wow. Okay.
In walks a woman, and as soon as she walks in, she stops, and she stops speaking. And it takes you but a beat to realize that you're looking at Teach.
Oh my goodness.
Mark Franco turns around and says, I'm sorry. This is my wife, Lady Lydia Moravan. Lydia, these are members from the Widowmaker. They are here to potentially speak about looking for Rivold.
My lady, I'll take your hand and kiss it. Marcus Teach of the Widowmaker, and pleased to meet you.
She stops.
His eyes light up. He's so excited that she's here.
You are so bad for any type of subtlety at all.
I just keep looking at the count.
I'm sorry, Franco. I did not realize that you had guests, or that you were talking business about Rivold. I will go back and work with my ladies with some of the items that we need from the textile mills. Again, it was good to meet you. Crew of the Widowmaker, was it?
Yes, the Widow. Currently named Widowmaker. Insight to see if she's totally shocked here, or is she just playing it off?
Go ahead. She seems genuinely shocked, but
yeah,
you're not sure. I mean, she seems shocked.
I mean, I'm assuming so, but with that roll, it doesn't matter.
She curtsies at you all. Is anybody going to say anything else? Otherwise, she turns on her heel and heads back out the door.
Apologies for taking your husband away from you.
Oh, that is quite
family
right.
time. Family time is very important.
If you're able to find Rivold, that would be most helpful.
Yeah. Family is the most important.
And then she heads out.
That's shady.
Does somebody have a new brother?
And a new dad.
Franco says, yes, my wife, she was unable to make it to the party last night, so she had prior engagements with some of her associates.
She's very charming. What does she do? She manages?
No, she's the Countess.
That in itself has many duties, I'm sure. Helping those.
Pete doesn't personally know what they might be, but yes,
no, I know.
She has duties as the Countess.
So back to business here. $1,000, 1,000 gold now, $50 a day. Is there any success?
We get Rivold back.
Yes.
You mean if there is success?
If we're a success, what is there any in the end we can?
Well, getting my son back would certainly necessitate something in return, for certainly.
Okay.
What that is depends upon the state of him in his return.
Oh,
well, yeah.
God's assuming everything will be well. I mean, God's forbid anything happen to him.
At the very minimum, the gratitude of one of the counts of Marabar is not something to be taken lightly.
Oh, of course not.
So we've been asked by the Navy to take something to whatever it's called now, Kira Miguel.
Oh yes, Cristobal talked to me this morning while I was looking over the ships.
Yeah, he's the one who recommended us.
Yeah, he did remember. So yeah, we haven't decided for sure that's what we're going to do, but if we did, that would delay our heading to Calastria.
This is true.
By a couple of days or so.
And I did not think of that. I was mostly just in my normal mode when I was speaking with him about there's a cat on the microphone about
I hate when she does that
and things of that nature. I'm not going to rescind my recommendation to him, so I completely understand if you decide to take their offer. I would hope you would still consider our offer as well. I probably would not send my man with you to Mergali.
We need to stop back by and pick him up.
Correct. If you chose to do that.
We could do a slow and go. You could swim out.
Although he says, but maybe... Lieutenant Cuevas, would you please come in, please? Come in here, please. And Sev Kewen comes in. I believe you guys have all met Lieutenant Severino Cuevas.
He's been most helpful.
You have a problem with seasickness, is that not correct, sir? And Sev goes, he just nods.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can resolve that problem by a trip to Castel de Magali.
Oh, gosh.
And you see him kind of blanch a little bit. He's like,
there may be herbs and that kind of thing.
Whatever you think is best, sir.
Magical means, perhaps, or some type of potion which would help with that.
I'm sure Rhux can figure it out.
He seems
throw
like
it on
that would be
first day, second day you're fine.
That would be most appreciated. My stomach can never quite handle ships. Even the fishing boats around here, just going out and coming back is enough.
Yeah. Okay, so we need room for him. Is just on that leg? Is there a reason you just want to try to help him break in?
No, I mean he's implying that he has seasickness. So why not send him with you to start with, so that he gets over it, so that
he can help if he needed.
And then when you're on your way to Calastria, he's already fine.
Okay. So he'll be the one. He'll be the man.
Yes, he's the
guard
guy
to go with us. Okay. Then
yes.
Well,
he says, yes. If it wasn't clear, Lieutenant Cuevas here will be going with you.
Okay. So
if you choose to take this.
Yeah. Well, we're thinking about how to outfit the ship, either with better weapons or just make it faster. And so what I understand that you're the person to talk to.
Well, I can get you to talk with the right person. I do have some shipwrights that probably can help you in that regard. Down at the naval yard, Cuevas here can probably take you there after this if you so desire. As far as I know, there are a variety of different things for increasing the speed of your ship, from various sails to, I believe. I don't want to use I was almost going to say Adolfo, but that would be bad because you guys have there's already Adolfo that you don't like. Let me find a nice
they got
name.
drunk. It was a rude dude.
Second. Didn't have this set up correctly. Started this evening. No, I just didn't have my name document set up. Martin can probably give you a bit more information about things, but he, from what I understand, he has, and I think he just applied this to the galleons we just shipped out. He has come up with some kind of tar paint that you can apply to the hull of your ship that makes it slip through the water more quickly.
Yes.
So that might be something worth exploring as well. But I can leave you in his capable hands, or at least give you a note to take to him to have him help you out. I think that if you were to purchase anything from him, we could probably go with at cost.
Oh wow, that would be great.
Especially since this is for a particular for my benefit as well.
Yeah, some of our crew thinks that we're better off running rather than fighting.
We have
So,
cannons as well, if that is something you were looking for. Of a variety of sorts. We have traditional gunpowder cannons or black powder cannons. We have ballista. We also have an arcane cannon as well.
Ooh.
An arcanon, so to speak.
An arcanon. That's very interesting.
And is Martin going to be the one to take care of all that for us?
Martin is the head shipwright. Yes.
So,
Martin, not Sklar.
No, Martin. His name is not Sklar. Martine.
Wouldn't that be
nice
funny?
plot
We
twist,
just we just roll right up into the shipyard thing as he's just there. He's like, yeah. Yes.
This damn cat is just killing
I
me.
don't want to be indelicate, but is this an open-ended contract? We do it until we find him and find some type of results.
Yes.
As long as we
Cat just
know
jumped on
this.
the mic.
So we get
One
kilo
would
gold,
hope that
right?
one would hope that he is still with Lord Amarillo, or Amaria. But
Oh yes, I just wanted to make
at the
sure there were
minimum,
no.
we would find something that would lead us in another direction.
But here's what he's going to do. He's going to pay us 1,000 now, and then he's basically going to take care of all of our ship expenses every day until we find them. Until we return them. So I mean, it's pretty good.
Well, it was 50 gold a day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like that's double ship expenses, right? That's what the.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not. I mean, I agree. It's a good deal. It's just,
Clearly, he wants his son back.
yeah, no. It's just this will be our mission from now on. Is the point? Is I'm kind of getting across. If we choose to,
that's amongst you guys. I'm
yeah,
clearly
that's a worthy mission.
Not disagreeing.
And as he said, having a count of Margal and
especially the shipwright.
That too.
I would listen to you more if your eyeballs
Discount.
didn't look like little masks. That's the thing that concerns me. Your pupils are little mask shapes right now, so that's.
What are you talking about? Oh, Praedyth.
Yeah.
No, Rhux
I don't
is
say that.
100% a yes. He's
I'm
wondering
also
why we're taking
100%
so long to
yes.
just keep going.
Rhux says yes. Let's go. Well,
Yeah, he definitely wants to just get it on.
I don't want to discuss.
I don't see a problem.
Can you give us a moment?
Certainly.
Count-
Cuevas, would you
Discuss.
come speak with me so we can potentially start some of the logistics of this? And he heads out and closes the door behind him.
I think we accept this, guys. Again,
Did
like
you
the
see her?
Navy,
She's here. I can get the mask now.
Praedyth.
I don't think that is. I
One
don't
thing
think
at a time,
that
Praedyth.
is something you should address right now. I think that she'll come to you.
She's hiding. She's clearly not telling everybody the whole truth of who she is.
Addressing
One
right
thing at
now
a
would
time,
be
Praedyth.
cause problems. You would lose the mask, and don't want that.
I think the funny part here is that when I wrote this thing today, I said they will meet Lady Morven, otherwise known as Lydia Teach, speaking with her. What did I say? She will act affronted if any of them, Hylough, suggest they have met her previously. my assumption being that Hylough would immediately go, "Oh, hey, we know you."
He didn't though. I'm proud.
He did not do it.
I was following
It's
Marcus.
the way that as soon as he said that his wife was about
shocked.
to walk out, I was like, it's definitely going to be Lydia Teach's. I was like, it will definitely be this because it'll be funny.
Yep. No, it was
Yeah.
just funny though that
I was still a little shocked.
That's good.
I
It was
like,
a nice.
this would be a great
it's a nice touch, however.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think we should go for it. It's good money.
What does the captain say?
I say
That's
we
true.
do it. I say it's in our best.
I definitely think we should.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to
that-
Calastria anyway, right? So
Exactly.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah.
Well,
that being said, just so you guys are clear on what I'm saying, because I don't want anything to be like Marcus is correct. Like this becomes your mission, so like you may be staying in Calastria for multiple days. Like originally your thing
Hey
was
man,
to,
this is more
was to
money.
go to Calastria, potentially drop off some stuff, and then continue on. Now you're looking at as long as it takes to find this kid.
Right.
Well, I mean, as you mentioned before, we can send our ship off with.
You
just
could send your ship off if you wish.
And
that
we'll
being
tangle
said,
with
Calastria
the
will
wizard.
be probably under a blockade based on. What
Oh, that is true.
So it's up to you guys though. Like you could you'll have to talk with I'm just saying you're probably thinking about multiple days in Calastria now as opposed to a brief stop. Is all I'm trying to put out.
Explain the blockade. The blockade we couldn't get in.
You're not sure. You're not sure what the blockade would be. You might have to ask about that.
I'm sure
he would
count more than
permission.
Just write us something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what we would need to do. Yeah. Okay.
Assuming they have enough pull with the rest of the ships, but
does he know about the blockade, or only we overheard about it?
He literally just said that he. Oh yes, there will be a blockade by the time.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Previous stuff. No, he literally said that. So, and also remember, he said he was at the kickoff of the ships this morning. He also mentioned that. So clearly, he knows what those ships are going to.
Yeah.
Right.
So just to vote, Aaron says yes.
Yay.
Dresd'a.
Aaron is captain. He gets 2 votes.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I want to do both of them. I'd love to find both.
I was just counting. I was just going to do them both. I was going to do one and then the other.
We could take the Navy job first, and then
we have to take it. Okay, we have to take it first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hylough.
Yeah, I'm all for it. Money's money.
Iylis.
I'm for it. I do want to get. I would rather. It's not that I need to get to Emerdal. It's that I want to keep moving.
Well, so this would definitely keep moving. Of course.
I don't want to go back to Regalia.
Okay, let's vote on that one next. Let's finish this. Praedyth.
I think we should do it.
Okay, so I don't even need to vote. So, I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me. So, as far as the military mission, Aaron.
I'm also a yay.
Okay, Dresd'a.
Yay on the military.
Hylough.
Yeah, I'm good. I know it affects
Iylis.
Nay.
Okay. Praedyth.
I don't see the harm in it.
And Rhux.
You could lose a crewmate forever.
It's a simple drop off.
Like I said, mission. I don't see the harm in it.
It's a simple.
I'm just asking Rhux.
Andy, are you there?
Yeah, I think you already said yes, but I'm just.
I think you did too.
We have to.
No, Rhux has been raring to go since he talked about it.
No, the naval,
the military one.
Oh, he's fine with doing that too.
Okay.
Well,
I will remind you, Rhux, real quick. Rhux, Calastria is where you ran away from.
Yeah, he knows that.
Okay,
but,
just reminding you.
He's trepidatious about it. He's with Iylis on that one, but he thinks that in the long run, if he could be in good graces with the Murgali Navy, then not.
Wait a minute. So Rhux ran away from Calastria and Iylis ran away from Murgali?
Iylis is from the Sphere of the Kingdom, actually.
But he doesn't want to go that direction, right? So
because he's trying to get to Emerdal.
The Searleys live that way.
And also remember, he was attacked on the docks of Castel Murgali at the very beginning of the campaign.
Right. So what I'm saying is that we have 2 crew members that want to go in different directions, essentially.
Correct.
Yeah.
Of course.
Everybody wants to go on.
That does give the option that with funds, we could split up some more money and they could find other vessels if it's concerning them that they really don't want to go this way, and everyone looks like the majority is going to do this. So if it's concerning to Iylis, or you could always split up some money and you could hire a vessel to go ahead and take you there if you're not comfortable with doing this. Good. Just giving you the option. I would hate to lose you as a crew member, but I'm just seeing how concerned you are.
Well, we would also just need to commit to protecting Iylis as we head to Murgali
and Rhux.
So Iylis is probably more concerned about Murgali than he is Calastria. Rhux is more concerned about Calastria than he is Murgali. By the way,
that's what I mean.
Because Calastria is the one where they enslave his race.
There are
right?
slaves and Calastria. Yes, 100%.
So as far as if he's walking the street, he might get caught as an escaped slave?
If somebody were to recognize him as an escaped slave, yes.
Okay, but do they have people who are not slaves of his race there?
You don't know.
That's why I'm asking him.
You've never been to Calastria.
Rhux?
Do they?
Are there people?
No,
Are there
it's
free
very
Malaz?
unlikely that there are free Malazan or Malaz, but they are underground and they are considered escaped slaves, and they are attempting to free their brethren.
Well, on a good note,
you could
get in contact with them.
You could also pretend to be a slave if you so desire. It's
That
not
is
like,
true.
It's not
I
like
can
you
pretend to be a slave.
It's not like you don't know how to be a slave because you've been one.
Yeah, he hates that idea though.
Oh,
A lot.
I'm just
Or you would
okay.
have to use something else to try to disguise yourself, basically.
So based on the votes, we're taking both missions.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking for this naval one is it's just a simple drop off. You don't have to leave the ship at all.
Nothing's ever simple. You know how this stuff goes.
Disagree with me.
He is right. It's just a drop off. So.
That's true.
As far as we know, anyway, all we have to do is just
We're
take him
not
there.
looking for anybody's son over there.
And hey, all we have to really do is get close enough to throw everything overboard so it floats to the dock.
Well,
I don't
Right.
think that would get us paid or in the Navy's good graces.
You're not 100%
but
sure exactly. Like they probably left out some details of the job because you hadn't said yes yet. To be fair,
Right.
So, are we okay with the amount? Do we want to bargain for more?
No,
no. Let's.
I mean he's
Okay.
giving us a lot.
He's
already.
he's already being very gracious.
He's covering 1,000 and for fixing the ship. He's giving us
The
double
at
our
cost
rate.
is huge.
Yeah,
Definitely.
the ad cost
We
is
are-
really the biggest thing.
We might
We're
have a little more
chilling.
leverage with the Navy if we wanted. I think we might consider asking for a little
Oh
more.
yeah, I
there,
definitely think we can bargain.
We
up
could
to
ask
that.
for more cannonballs, I guess. Yeah.
We're going to
Okay.
do cannon.
all right. So you guys signal for.
yeah, we'll signal
All right,
back
so
in.
Morven comes back in and says, "Have you made a decision?"
Yes, we shall help you in your endeavor
Ah,
to get your child back.
Excellent. I will write up a contract and have Lieutenant Cuevas here bring it to you tomorrow. In the meantime,
lawyers.
pardon?
We got to get our lawyers to look at it.
In the meantime, I will have him take you to the shipyard. Is that where you wish to go to next?
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
most generous.
Very well. He stands up and offers his hand out.
I shake it.
All right. You shake hands.
I'll shake his hands. Yeah,
No, he offered it out this way. He's expecting you to kiss his ring. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I win in Rome
That's
or
right.
in
He's shaking your
Renaissance
hand and
Italy.
says, excellent. What are you going to take the other job? That
We do have a consensus leaning towards that way. Yes,
all right.
we'd love to give.
I will let the lady know that it might be a bit longer, as she is also concerned for my son.
We will be sure to make haste.
Excellent. I will. There will be ways to get in contact with me via Lieutenant Cuevas while you are out and about. Do not hesitate to let me know of anything if you feel it is necessary or feel it is worth me hearing. I will also get the letters of introduction for Lord and Maria set up. And they will come with a contract as well.
Do you
Count
also?
Do
more
we
of
need
them.
anything to get through the blockade?
Yes.
Oh, the blockade. I can provide you with a letter there as well. That will allow you in and out. As far as I understand it, the blockade is more for people leaving Calastria. According to the Duchess, the consensus there with the Echinosians is to prevent certain cargo from leaving Calastria and making it to the Seerly Kingdom. So I don't think you'll have too much trouble going in. There will be more trouble coming out if you have certain cargo items, but I can probably provide you with something to resolve that issue. And Cuevas here actually knows a few of the captains of the galleons that we sent, so it shouldn't be too terribly difficult.
Count, is there some mystical way for us to contact you instead of waiting for letters to go back and forth?
That's what I am providing to Lieutenant Cuevas. Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
One more request as I start to walk out the door and turn around and do a Columbo on him. By the way, we've just come into possession of Sklar's warehouse down at the dock.
Yes. I heard that last night when the Duchess provided you with the writ.
Yeah, it was very generous, and we we're looking for somebody to run it while we're not here, and then
For a
Mr.
percentage
Sev-
of the income.
No, I didn't say for a salary. Shut up. I'm negotiating this thing. Anyway,
Well, I could.
so we didn't know if you had somebody
I
that
do
would
have some people who manage warehouses. I have my own warehouses as well. I could probably add it to my management for, say, 20% of any profit after expenses.
Okay, and we already have
10%.
we have tenants already, and we would be looking for to get more storage tenants as well. So,
And does that include the guards? With that, as far as the management, does that
like
include
I said,
everything?
20% of any profit after expenses. So,
Right, but I mean, you would be providing the guard as it would be just like you have your warehouse. Oh, okay.
Just like any of my other warehouses, it would be one of my managers would manage it and provide and work with the tenants, and we would provide guards from our going.
I'll nod.
That's actually a pretty good
Hylough.
rate.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
Because it's after expenses. If it were before expenses, it'd be a different.
Yeah, he's basically saying they want 20% of your profit. That's basically what it's saying.
Yeah, which is
That's good.
And if you don't make money, he doesn't make money. So.
right.
I mean,
The only problem is if we piss him off, then we're screwed. But that's
that's why we're getting his son.
Yeah.
Well, that's
okay. So, do you need anything from us to get? I guess you can write that up as well. We can.
I can add a contract for that as well if you'd like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do that. So.
Fair enough. I know which warehouse it is. It being in the district that I know quite a bit about. I will. In fact, if I remember correctly, it has 3 largest shops and 3 smaller ones. Decent sized warehouse. Yeah. Probably already have some tenants. I'll see if I can get the manager that I work with to head over there maybe yet today, to at least assess what's going on there and alert the current tenants of the shops to the change in management.
Great. Okay. Well, that takes a load off of us, so we can hit the road.
Do you happen to know if anything was impounded as far as the current fees that Sclera was supposed to get? Has that gone to the crown?
I would assume anything that they've taken is property of the Duchess at this
crown. Okay.
That being said, I'm pretty sure that there was at least 3, maybe 4 merchants that were renting space there. So I highly doubt their stuff was impounded.
Well, I was more concerned if they've got any fees that they owe right now, if they've already sent that.
No. I mean, there will be a tax paid quarterly. We'll have to see, that will come out of your profit. That won't come out of the expenses. So we'll have to see what that is, what the assessment is. I just do not know. My manager would probably find that out for you.
Okay. Very good. This will be a profitable arrangement, and we will get your son back.
So it sounds excellent. Pleasure doing business with you guys. I will, and he starts walking you out the door into the foyer. I look forward to you finding my son.
Definitely.
And he stares at Lieutenant Cuevas for a little bit for that, with sort of hardened eyes. Cuevas kind of looks not sheepish, but kind of like.
Yeah.
And you guys head off.
Yes, we do.
You guys start heading off. What do you guys want to do? Do you?
We're going to the
shipyard.
Are all of you going there, or are you trying to start?
We don't have to. We can start split
That's
up.
my ask. That's why I was asking.
Praedyth can go get his mask.
Well,
it is
how
now.
are you going to get a hold of Lydia?
It's been a couple hours since the suns have come up, so it's possible that the sculpture would be open by this point, or at least
priority sculpting.
Yeah.
Maybe Marcus wants to go check on the AL situation.
Yeah, I can do that. I wouldn't mind being involved in negotiation for the ship. However, I think that's going to be pretty important for us.
Okay.
I can captain up, man. I'm ready.
All right. Well, then, do you want me to take care of the AL situation?
Actually, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
I could come with the ale.
Okay.
Do you also want to get the rations and look at those type things?
There's also some other things. Remember, you guys had talked about
weapons.
You're going to need supplies for the voyage. Weapons being a big one, because True even commented on that last night.
Yeah. I was thinking we could get some boarding axes and some belaying pins and maybe even uniforms or a 10 apiece, and have the same armor as 11 armor
uniform
as leather armor. So, well, I mean, leather armor is 11, uniforms are 11 in
well, I don't
the
know.
add-on.
So, Marcus, you would realize that for a ship like this, uniform is probably not the best thing. Like if you had Marines, sure, but you don't have Marines.
Okay, I just thought it'd be kind of professional if we had our
Sure,
own
I
little, really
understand
cool
that,
little
but-
logos.
And you could
Logos.
probably
Go to the
buy something
embroidery shop.
less than that, or less than that would at least make them look more uniform. But you don't need to go to all that expense. That seems a little overboard, unless you really are feeling you're going to want to fight.
No, well,
We're planning on running away.
I'm hoping we'll run, but I would just think leather armor. I think it's 10 and uniforms or
Well,
something. Anyway,
again, leather armor on most of these guys is going to be more encumbrance than they want moving around the ship. Like you don't even want to be wearing leather armor and climbing up the rigging.
Okay, so mainly we just want weapons.
Yeah, mostly you want weapons. Like,
Would padded armor work?
did we
again, it's the weight.
It's the
and
weight,
the encumbrance.
did we get some food? I thought we got some food.
You had some, and you've been using it over the course of this last several days.
Yeah.
But remember,
I can't remember how much we got.
It was only about
exactly.
a week's worth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's no good at all. Yeah, we get
And
it.
I'm also gonna
And it was a week's
maybe
worth.
some live.
It was a
food
week's
as
worth
well.
when you had fewer people as well. So.
Do we know of any people that sell livestock or anything like that?
It's only a day. We're only talking about what 3 days there.
Well,
yeah,
it's a day and a half to get there.
Day and a half
and
there,
probably
probably
about
like two back.
About a little
So
more.
I mean, we really don't need live.
But do we need to
for that? I wouldn't think.
But do we need to stop on the way back? If Sev's with us,
Yeah,
are we going to need to
probably
stop?
no need to.
We
We
need
could
to
just
get
keep going.
paid.
Yeah. Well, are we
Well,
getting paid for the naval thing at?
Yeah, we're going to get paid there. Yeah, when we deliver, we get paid.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did say on
Well-
delivery you got paid 500 gold.
I just, and we don't necessarily have to stop here, but I think we should make. We're not good enough sailors. I mean, for Pete's sake, we ran into the shoals just trying to move the ship in the harbor last time. So
Mhm.
the
Everybody
fewer
roll
long-
initiative as the Inquisitors attack you again. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding.
let's do let's break it up into as many small trips as we can, like stop at a port and then because there's a lot of
Right. Well, we
Yeah.
don't have to stop here. Is the point?
no. I mean, but yeah, I'm just
can-
saying we don't need to food up for a full week's journey.
okay.
I would stop
Yeah,
again
no.
before we let
I mean, you're going to be stopping at Castel de Margali, so why not get more food
Yeah.
there?
exactly.
So, I mean, that's clearly you. Yes, you're 100. Yes, I'm with you on that one.
Okay. So that's the only thing you're saying is that we don't
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to stock up forever. Okay. Well, that's fine, but I'm just saying we don't have to come back here.
No, that's true.
Okay.
So I'm thinking here we have one team, Hylough, Iylis, go to the bank, check or wherever it is, check on our ale. We can have Rhux, Dresd'a maybe go check on some weapons and food supplies. And Praedyth, if you want to go look at your mask, see if it's there. And then the rest of us can go to the shipping yard.
That's a good plan, Captain.
Sounds good, Captain.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let us start. You guys break up. Cuevas goes with you guys to the shipyard, but the rest of you can already kind of figure out where you're at to where to get to where you need to. The gotcha here is that I would need Rhux and Dresd'a to give me an investigation check to find potentially a place for the weapons and the supplies.
Don't we know of a guy who sold
Oh,
weapons?
this is gonna
I
suck.
know a guy.
When we tried to sell him the cursed axes?
No, but that yes for weapons, but not necessarily supplies and stuff. So it's just
Oh, I
Nope.
rolled a crit.
okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly where that is.
So Dresd'a and Rhux, you guys come down and you cross over the river because you know that there's some trade stuff on the other side, and it doesn't take you too long to find a spot that at least will sell you weapons. The question becomes, what kind of weapons do you want to buy?
Marcus will mention belaying pins, perhaps, and boarding axes. Boarding axes are really good.
Belaying pins and boarding axes, and then
Because they can help you climb as well.
if
Probably
we're
rapiers
waiting,
and stuff like
if we're
that.
waiting for the one woman whose name escapes me,
I don't know.
who's supposed to show up tomorrow.
You mean Anwi?
Yeah, who's supposed to be? Isn't she supposed to be our
Yeah, she's going to be another
our
third
martial
maid
officer
or-
sort of thing?
No. Oh well, yes, she was going to be
Quartermaster.
No, quartermaster. You already have a quartermaster.
I'm quartermaster.
It's called Marcus.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be like, wasn't she kind of
But-
like a martial woman? So she kind of had a lot of,
I mean, she
that was
can.
something she might be able to do.
She can be
Is that what she was in?
second mate if you want. I mean, it's up to you guys how you want it.
Well, I mean, if you're asking, should we wait for her opinion on what weapons to get?
No, I was saying, I don't remember from when we were interviewing her, if she said she was going to drill crew and things like that.
I don't think so. She was just.
Okay.
One of them did, I think, say that would want to get our crew into ship shape would help.
Yeah, I thought that was her. She was the one who's been on a couple.
I think it was.
I thought that was the last person who we.
One that didn't. The one that we didn't want to have one.
The one who didn't want to come here. Yeah.
Well, the thing about
there was another person. That might be what I'm thinking of.
The thing about rapiers and short swords, they have to have martial weapon familiarity for them to be useful.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like an axe is just a regular weapon. You don't have to have martial, and I don't know how many of our people are going to have the martial ability.
Okay, so what do you guys want to buy?
Well, we want to go
weapons.
get for weapons.
We're not buying the weapons, Iylis.
No, you guys can talk. You guys can talk it through. It's fine.
Okay. I would say boarding axes, because it helps you climb things if you need it.
Yeah,
and belaying
definitely.
pins potentially, or we could just use boarding axes.
So
and
you can get belaying pins for basically 2 silver pieces per pin. You can get boarding axes for 6 gold pieces per axe.
Man, it's inflation. Your chart says 5.
I know, but
anyway,
you're in a larger city.
I'm just kidding.
Belaying pins are still pretty cheap. Like I could say,
it's like when you go to McDonald's and carry.
They're pieces of wood.
Yeah. Basically, a belaying pin. Not really how much it's just a piece of wood, but a boarding axe is a bit more.
So, do we want to get any bows?
I think so.
Remember, a bow does require martial.
A short bow doesn't.
A crossbow
doesn't either.
Yeah, a crossbow does not.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, you could look at pistols like flintlocks. Light flintlocks do not. They're simple as well. They don't require
How much are light flintlocks?
40 gold.
40. That's what I figured.
They're not cheap, but
yeah.
I mean, I think a light crossbow is
25.
So light crossbows.
I have it all written down here because I figured the things that you might actually buy.
Because we have how
we only probably need like
total. We only need to give weapons to another 6 or 7 people.
Well, I mean, I think we only need 5 light crossbows because some people are actually going to be, sailing the ship. So not all the crew's going to fight.
You're going to have 19 total crew, including yourselves. So that means there's 12 other members.
So then
there's 12 others that you potentially need to provide weapons to. That being said, True is one of them. You don't need to provide anything for her. So you're talking about 11 others that potentially need weapons.
From what we remember, do the people we've already had as our crew people, do they have
Rat and Perry? They probably got them confiscated. Remember when you guys?
No, I know. I'm not saying do they have them. I'm saying do they have martial experience?
Probably.
Okay. So I was saying we could also put a couple of martial weapons on them and then teach people how to use them.
Yeah, but most of the rest of them don't. Like Ennui probably does. You expect that maybe Matt and Artek might, but everybody else probably not.
Would Ennui have their own weapon, you think? Because weren't they from another ship already?
Sure, but more than likely a crew is going to expect that you're going to provide them.
Yes. I'm just asking.
So why don't we do 10 light crossbows, 10 boarding axes, 10 belaying pins?
So 10 light crossbows is like 250 gold. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
I think we can go with 5 crossbows. We're not going to have that many people on crossbow.
Okay.
Because that's also a lot more ammunition.
Okay, so you want 10 boarding axes?
Yeah, 10 boarding axes. 10 pins sounds fine. 5 crossbows with crossbows. How much are the bolts? How do they sell them? Like groups of 10? 1 GP for 20.
Mm-hmm.
So 20 per each.
Yeah, so one for each crossbow. So 5.
Yeah, 1 set per crossbow.
5 gold for ammo.
For 5 crossbows.
And how about bucklers?
100 bolts.
10 bucklers. They're 5 gold piece a piece.
Boarding axes.
Plus 1 AC. They don't really get in the way.
10 belaying pins.
I think that's a good idea.
Give an extra AC.
Bucklers.
Yeah. How much are
I
bucklers?
don't remember how much.
5 each.
Well, on the
Gold
chart they're
piece.
5, but I'm not sure how much they are.
Well, we'll see. You guys gonna do some persuasion.
Yeah,
Plus
y'all
you're
do
buying
that.
in bulk, so discount.
1, 2, 3. Is that everything? 5 crossbows, 10 boarding axes, 10 bling pins, 10 bucklers.
I think
100
so.
bolts.
100 bolts. Martial weapons, no martial weapons.
No,
I guess not.
I
I'll
don't
just
think
stay
so.
with the I'll just stay with the axes for now.
All right. So at that point, that would be without any persuasion. It would be 125 plus 5 is 130 plus 60 is 190 plus 20 silver is 2 gold, so 192 plus 60, so 252 gold before any kind of
Negotiations. So you guys start rolling.
Somebody.
Start talking.
All right, so
pretty
I
sure
put that into the chat so you can at least see. So, if you guys want to try to get that price knocked down a bit,
And
it's a time
we
to
don't need any
haggle.
rope or anything, right? Rope and everything is already.
The
Yeah,
ship
do we
has
have
rope
rope?
and stuff like that. I mean, I would consider that just normal upkeep on the ship, and
Okay.
you have stuff for that
Okay.
currently.
Have tries to do the persuasion.
Just add better persuasion than me.
So who's there?
Well, I sent her for that reason.
Dresd'a.
Oh yeah,
It's
me and
Dresd'a and
Dresd'a.
Rhux.
So who's talking?
Who's talking? Who's trying to persuade? Oh, I would also point out that
I will.
that you only have a few ballista bolts. You might want to get more.
Oh yeah, thank you. Ballista bolts would be good.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's
do
if we're-
persuasion.
Well,
is
are
that
we
okay?
planning to keep the ballista?
I was planning on not.
Okay,
Right,
then
well, then don't do
we
anything
keeping
with
the
that now.
bullet?
Just-
things.
We can come back for that if we decide we want to keep the
we
ballista.
could get those at our ship too, at the shipyard.
All right,
Perhaps.
so Dresd'a, you're able to talk him down to 230 for all of that.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I think we should go with it.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a fair job haggling, and he worked with us, so let's not push it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get all that stuff for 230 gold. So somebody needs to mark that off of. I will put it into the summary, but make sure you mark it off of your current gold right now. And also a
You can
reminder
also take it from the
that there
1,000.
are some gems that you have not changed out yet. You might have more gold than you think.
I think I have those on me, and since we're heading to the bankers, right?
Maybe.
Iylis and I.
Mhm.
I thought I might deal with it when we get there.
All right. So you guys then start, Dresd'a, Rhux, you guys then start heading for a place to find supplies, mostly like food and this sort of stuff so we'll come back to you. Iylis and Hylough, you guys have made it to the bank where you head on inside. What are you guys doing?
Looking for the guy that Marcus talking to.
Approaching the gates, one of the tellers says, may I help you?
Yeah, we were talking to I don't remember the guy's name.
Pedro.
Pedro. We were talking to Pedro about
Yes.
our ale.
There's a note here about crew of the Widowmaker.
That's us.
One moment. I will go let him know you're here.
Thanks.
And she heads in the back, and a few minutes later, she comes up front. No, Pedro, she says, he's going to meet you around on the other side. Just give him one moment. Okay. And a few 30 seconds later, something like that, Pedro comes over and he sees you, says, it's good to see you guys again, because you two were actually there when you talked to him the first time.
Yes.
He says, I have had some luck. It may not be quite the profit or the amount that you were looking for, but I think it's something.
Okay.
For the pineapple brandy, I am able to get you 100 gold for the one, and 100 for the other brandy you have. That one's going to the Argent. Then also the Iron Curtain is willing to buy out all of your ale. That includes the stout, all the rest of it basically, for 35 gold. So all told, that would be 235 gold. Our take would be 35 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper. So you guys would get 199 gold, 7 silver, and 5 copper for the complete sale. That would be your take of it.
Did we pay for this again?
Yeah. How much did we pay? What was our cost? Or what was
Marcus
our cost?
Knows. I don't. I think it was like 170 or something.
Oh, okay. That's decent business.
But John, do you remember what your total cost was for all of the ale and stuff?
Sorry, I'm talking on mute. The total cost was,
I believe it was right around 170, but it might be less than that.
oh, for everything it was 285.
Oh my gosh!
Because the gold whiskey was 100.
Yeah.
Did we buy that? No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
The pineapple brandy was 75. So,
and he's going to buy it for 100.
Okay.
But did you only bought
The
one of
apple
those?
brandy was 60.
Yeah, the apple brandy is the other one, and that one's also the Argent is willing to buy that one.
Yeah,
for
100.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 171 for everything. I'm sorry, I looked at the initial prices.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, you got it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you would be making a profit, just not a lot, not as much as Marcus wanted.
Yeah. I think we.
And your ale is probably right around cost.
Yeah. Iylis, what do you think? We think we should just take it and go and move on here because you're ready to move on, right?
I would like to, yeah.
Marcus, you chose the wrong person.
I was gonna say.
Not really.
Iylis is not going to help you. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm saying okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
okay. So Pedro, great. If you would bring it around once you have brought it over here, I will bring up the bill of sale and we'll exchange and get you.
So how much did he offer total?
So total before their take is 235.
35.
But then
we're getting 100. We're getting less than 200 after.
Yeah, but remember they're taking 15% of the 235. So they're not taking 50% of profit. They're taking 15% of the whole thing. And so that nets them 35 gold, which drops you down to 199 plus some.
Yeah, 199.75.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Let's see. So
you're still making some money, just not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and we're
technically you're making a little over 10%. Like you're making about 15%.
I'll be right back.
So.
I mean, part of it was to get to try to make a market for the guy too, so we could sell it again, and so if they like it.
Well, Pedro is like Pedro himself. As you're about to leave, he says, the pineapple brandy I'm buying for myself. So if you can let me know where the guy who makes it, I can probably get him. I can probably work with him to get some more places. I think more people will like that in the future. I think it just needs a little more, maybe another year of aging.
Interesting.
So would we don't want to. We don't need to insert our. I mean,
it's up to you if you want to insert yourself into this whole thing.
I mean, it's kind of. It's not a lot of profit for the amount of effort, and besides, it needs.
But we could also just tell him about it.
He basically paid 25. You made 25 gold. You made 33% profit minus the thing on that one thing.
Right.
So if you were able to set up a deal where you were the one supplying it, that's 25 gold per barrel. Not a bad amount. 33% profit per barrel is pretty decent.
But are we going to have to transport it? What would we have? I mean, that's the thing. Where would we?
It's up to you how you want to set it up. Like at this point in time, you're starting to become sort of a merchant sort of thing. Maybe it's time to set up a trading company and hire a few people to try to help you out with certain things, especially if like this is all local. Like this is somebody going to Tirax Landing every so often and getting 10 or 20 barrels or whatever of it,
right?
And then bringing it down here and providing it as a sale to the various places. But then you guys get profit from it.
Right. Okay.
How much is that worth is a good question, because I mean he's only going to have that stuff once a year kind of thing to be able to supply. So you got to think of that too, and how you want to go about doing that sort of stuff.
Well, I'll just ask him then. What if we were to just cut ourselves? What could you do for us if we just if we cut ourselves out and you just handle the whole thing? We don't need a middle. If there's no middleman. If there's a middleman, it costs you more.
I mean, I guess I could pay you a finder's fee for letting me know who the actual distiller is of this. What do you think is fair? He puts the onus on.
Well, yeah, thanks. Yeah, well, we're kind of new in this, so what kind of finder's fee do people get around here?
Well,
somewhere Marcus is having a stroke.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say that since this is the first time into the market, and I'll probably be doing most of the legwork after this. 50 gold.
50 gold. Okay. All right. Well, let me talk to my Marcus that is mainly negotiating this, and we'll see whether we can work something out. But okay, we'll send the stuff around and we'll let you know
stuff, and we'll at least finish that sale.
Okay. All right.
All right. So you guys start heading off. The rest of you headed towards
shipwrights.
Praedyth, we'll come back to you here in a second. The rest of you headed to the shipwright. It takes you a little bit of time to get down there. You get down there, and Lieutenant Cuevas brings you up to a more swarthy looking Margali man, who a bit of muscle to him. Clearly this guy moves stuff around a lot, and wields a pretty big hammer at times. He brings you up to that and says, Martin, I have a couple of people here who would like to talk to you about potential ship enhancements. And Martin turns around and he stands up fully, and he's pretty tall for a Margali. Most Margali are somewhere between 5.5 feet to maybe 5'8", 5'9". This guy's clearly a little above 6 feet. And he says, what are they interested in? What is the main thrust of the goal of outfitting their ship?
Well, we were hoping to get a couple cannons.
Cannons are always good for a bit of defense or offense, if you know what I mean. What's the size of the ship?
What's the size of our ship?
It's a merchantman 3-decker.
I would recommend an 8-pound or a 12-pound cannon. Do you already have gun ports?
No.
Oh,
we do have ballista, which we could remove, or if we could just reinforce. How much would reinforcing be?
Well, it would probably take a day or so to reinforce the railing and add the necessary pulleys and things like that to be able to pull it back into position. All told, cannon and everything, and the everything else would probably be 800 per cannon.
And these are traditional cannons?
For an 8-pound cannon.
For 8-pound traditional? Mm-hmm. How much are arcane cannon?
Those are relatively new. I believe the current costing on those, not much. I normally are only putting them onto the galleons at this point, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 10,000.
Okay. So 8-pounders it is.
Well, don't forget, we're supposed to get cost here. I'm not there, but
I'm going to remind him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're also looking for some speed improvements.
Remember, cost is materials plus labor, just no profit. Keep that in mind.
No, I get it.
Okay, just because if you're thinking cost is just materials, no. Anyway, so he says about 800
labor
for those.
And is that cost? Is that Sev? The count had mentioned
they get Count Morven said they get this stuff at cost. And Martin kind of looks at him for a second. He's like, "Really? Like, yeah, doing a good job for him, something like that."
He's been very generous.
Martin's like, "Well, in that case, 700 for the cannons."
Oh my god.
say 700 for each, and then
Yes.
we also very interested in making our ship faster.
Making your ship faster. I have a couple ways of doing that. The more traditional way is silk. What do we call them? We call them zephyr sails. They're made of silk, and they have a little bit of magic to be able to amplify the wind that comes into them.
Enchanted sails.
But they only do that for approximately an hour, so you'll have to activate them when you need them. They will cost 1,000 gold. That is cost.
Push button sails.
Do they are they damaged after you use them, or are they replenish after a day?
They will be replenished the next day.
Okay.
I also have I have recently concocted a new thing called what I am calling Sliptar. It's a working name. Sorry, as you kind of look at it funny. He's like it is. It's you apply it.
Just the opposite of tar.
Yeah, well, Sliptar. You apply it to the hull of your ship, and it actually it partially repels water, and so the repelling itself is what pushes your ship forward faster.
Got the perfect name. Flex Seal.
It creates its own. It creates its own slipstream, so to speak, in the water.
What's just that?
That is so you'll have to keep reapplying it, but it is a bit cheaper. You can get an entire barrel of it for 500 gold. For a ship your size, one barrel would be probably good enough for one application, maybe two. And
how long does it generally last?
Usually lasts for about 2 days.
Oh my god,
that's pretty useful.
How long does it take to apply?
As long as it would normally take to tar your ship, so an hour or two.
Is it something we could do ourselves, or something?
Of course, if you have.
Can you apply it underwater?
Well, yes. I mean, in theory, it's just like applying regular tar. So.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to bring it into dry dock to apply it. No.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Okay.
I would recommend water breathing of some sort when you do apply it, but it takes a bit of time. But
it does make it less adventurous if you do that.
Fair enough. A little bit of a danger seeker, I see.
Out of curiosity, what are those?
Real quick, so the mechanics of this sort of stuff. The Zephyr sails, for 1 hour, basically will increase the speed of your ship by 50%.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pretty effective. The
stackable with a spell?
The slipstream's tar is a constant 10% bonus to your speed. So if you were normally doing 6 miles per hour, you would do 6.6 miles per hour.
Okay.
So the better way to look at it is for instance, if your ship was able to do 100 miles in a day, because it's full 24 hours, then it would do 110.
Right. But then you reapply it after 2 days.
You reapply it after 2 days.
It's 500 per barrel.
Mm-hmm.
What is the cost of both those? Just out of curiosity, normal cost. What do you charge?
Not cost.
Yeah,
for
not
the sales. He kind of looks at Quavis for a second. He's like, for the sales, we normally cost 2,500.
Okay.
For the slipstream tar, that's relatively new. I haven't really sold it to anybody. We've used it completely only on our own galleons, but we'll probably market it soon to other ships. That will probably be initially would probably sell it for 2,000 per barrel. We'll see how it goes.
We definitely. When people hear how fast we're going, we would send them your way and give you. We want them to know how we're doing this way.
He kind of just looks at you. Sure.
Can we step aside just one? Will you give us just one?
Yep.
I'm thinking maybe the sails and the cannons.
Okay. I definitely think the sails are worth it. I mean,
2,400.
Yeah.
I honestly think the slip tar might be worth it, but
Well, see, the slip tar is going to be especially useful traveling west.
Sales would be useful
True.
too.
Oh no,
But
we,
we could also-
definitely need the sales, and it's 1,500 gold off.
Yeah,
We
could
can't
also
afford
sell
not
our
to buy the
crossbows
get sales
for
right now while we
Yeah,
have a
well,
discount.
ballista.
Yeah. I mean, the sales I'm kind of saying are a given. I'm just in value of the tar. It's going to be really useful traveling west.
I'm gonna go back over to Martine real quick. So in terms of replacing our ballista, how much would you? Basically, what I'm asking here is how much can we sell to you for? Why can I not speak right now?
What's the trade in
How much
value?
can we sell our ballista for?
It's a responsibility, man.
We'd have to take a look at it. Is it a normal shipbound ballista, medium, light, or a light? I think they're light ballistas because you're merchant.
Yeah, they were light
ballistas.
Probably trade in of 300 apiece.
Okay.
I would knock your cannons down to 400 apiece.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'll go back over to Marcus. Okay, so he said we could trade in ballistas 300 piece, so it'd be 400 per cannon if we wanted to do that. We could also do like maybe 2 barrels of tar plus the sales for 2,000. Here's what
Since we're going to be buying all this stuff from him, I think we should try to persuade him to give us a little more value on the trade-in, because I think those ballistas worth 1,000.
Not if the cannons are worth only
A
700.
single ballista retail would be at 500.
Right, both of them would be 1,000
at retail. New.
Right.
And
he's only giving us 400 for the pair, right?
He's giving you 300 apiece.
300 each,
Oh,
not for the pair, but
okay.
But yeah, there may be some negotiation room. That's for sure. We could try.
But he's giving everything else a cost.
Maybe negotiate him down on something else then.
Negotiate him. It's cost.
Yeah, you're at cost on the other thing. You're not going to negotiate anything down on any of the other stuff because that's at cost.
Maybe more on the trade, and then see if we could squeeze another 100 gold for the pair. Just because we're also buying a bunch of stuff, and we'll be marketing.
Remember, you're buying it at cost, though.
Buying it. You may not want to be too generous.
Yeah, but you can try.
It's a good thought.
You can always try. I'm not saying you can't.
So right now, that's the other thing is how much money.
How much money do you actually have?
Yeah, that's
do we have the 1,000 from?
Well, even so, that would be a sale. As 1,000 gold.
I mean,
so
I have a decent amount of money.
We were going to deal with the jewels at the bank. We forgot. So.
Well, no, you can still do it. I moved you on really quick, but
so
here's the main problem. I want to bring up.
I know we got tons of stuff.
Well, the problem here is that I'm recording, and I want to bring up Discord, but it's going to go up over top of the thing I'm recording, and it's going to get recorded. So 1 second.
Okay. My thought is we could
step
almost
away. Hold on. Just be quiet for a second. I need to step it back. And we're back. Sorry for that slight delay. Because I need the thread that we had going. I don't remember exactly everything that I wrote down.
We also still have like all those paintings and stuff I took from Sklar's house.
So yeah, based on my notes from the various things, you have another 15 gems, which includes the diamonds. And you thought maybe all of them are around 2,000 gold when you looked at them. And then you had that money for the letter. You had the 8 gems, which you've already exchanged.
So that's 1,500 in gems, should we think? Gold pieces?
Maybe somewhere around 2,000.
Okay. 15 gems for around 2,000.
Yeah, because remember, the diamonds were worth more than the other ones.
Right.
I could have swore, though.
And I've already traded in the writ.
The letter of mark.
Yeah.
We trade in the art and stuff I took?
No, you have not done anything with that.
Okay. I'll get to work on that.
You said we had that box.
Yes. When I did look it up, you had found the hunting lodge, the lockbox, which had 70 platinum and 2,900 gold in it. However, the person who found that was Iylis, so I don't know if he was going to let you guys know about it.
Oh yeah, I think I did let everybody know about that. I thought I did.
Yeah, so there's that 2,900 gold. So technically you have 3,600 gold there, which I don't know if you guys. I don't think you split that up yet.
But we gave out the 1,200, which we were coming out of this because we just gave out money for us to spend money on last time.
1,200 it came out of what?
400 gold or gold to spend.
You gave out 200 each.
Right, but but we didn't deduct that last time because it's going to be deducted from this amount.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
So that would mean that you'd have
1,400 gold, I think, was left minus whatever we got.
Well, so you had from the lockbox, you had 3,600 gold. So there's still 2,200 left.
Right.
Now he's put
the lockbox by itself is 3,600, or
yes,
that
by itself.
Okay, and then with the gems, that's 5,600.
You don't know what the gems are fully worth. You estimate
if we're going
2,000.
with the estimate 2,000, that's 5,600 minus the 1,400.
I think he deducted the 1,400 to get the 2,200.
Yes.
Well, no, I was off the 3,600 still. So we have, in theory, if the gems sell for 2,000, 4,200.
Plus the 1,000 that we're about to get.
Plus the 1,000 we're about to get, 5,200.
Would he take payment in the gems?
Who take payment?
Well, the people, the bank guys have the gems.
Yeah, we don't have the gems.
We're gonna take care of that. Don't worry. Well, he doesn't give him money now. Just have to tell him you want him, get the ship over there, and then or whatever he's gonna do.
So I'm thinking now, if we're going off of estimate of 5,200 in total, we do like 2 barrels of the tar, the sails, trade in our ballistas, and get 2 cannons.
So you're looking at 2,800.
Yeah.
14 plus 2,000 is 3,400 minus.
Well, minus the 600 right now, but if we can get more for that,
2,800 would be where you're currently.
Yeah. So.
And that's around half of what we have right now.
You currently.
We don't know what the gems are now.
Yeah. Sorry.
As of right now, for just pure money, you have 3,200 in just pure money, not including the gems. So you have that amount right this second.
And we have 600 gold left then without gems, 600 gold, and then we were going to save some to pay the crew, which I think was 120 is what I wrote down.
But we don't need to because we're going.
Yeah, we are getting.
We're being paid for the next until we find.
Well,
we're being paid a per diem.
Yeah.
Until we find what's his name.
I still think it's a good cushion to have. I mean,
Revolt.
It would be.
We don't want to spend everything. I'm just saying
anyway,
we don't need it.
That was just like what I'm thinking.
Okay, that sounds acceptable. I would even say maybe keep the ballista and the cannons if we really want to.
Yeah, we.
I mean, 600 gold for 2 ballista is.
I'm more hearing that. I'm like, I do more agree with you there. It might be better to just keep the ballista.
All right. So you guys are going to spend 3,400.
We'll spend it all, I think.
3,400. All right. So what I'm hearing is a set of Zephyr sails, 2 barrels of the slip tar, patent pending.
Yeah,
I got to come up with a better name. That was what popped into my head.
Flex Seal. Hear me out.
2
8-pound cannons.
2 8-pound cannons.
So that's 3,400.
So.
And we're actually negative 200
spelled
then.
Sales off wrong. So that will be 1,000 GP at cost for those. The 2 barrels of the slip tar is 1,000 at cost. And I again did 100 when I was writing this down. And the cannons are 700 apiece, so that's 1,400. So you're looking at a total of 3,400 gold pieces, which technically you don't have.
Yeah, we have 3,200, but
yeah, technically you don't have it in cash right this second. Just it's fine.
But the gems.
No, the gems are definitely worth more than 200. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get it. I just that's fine. All right. So
and the weapons for 230 gold also.
Yeah,
so
I already have the weapons for 230. So
okay.
In the list of things. All right. So you guys spit on it and shake on it, and he says, "I'll get some men. If you give me where it's at, I'll get some men over to start making start setting up the pulleys and things for the cannons as soon as possible."
And we have more ballista bolts, like another 10.
Yep, 10 ballista bolts for 10 gold. Basically, they're a gold piece apiece.
Okay.
And that's that. All right. So he's going to send some guys over to start setting up the pulley system and get everything set up on your railing for the cannons.
We have no money to rename the ship.
We'll have plenty of money.
Or rations, technically. But anyway.
I actually was going to ask him about renaming.
Do you want to?
Well, I mean, I kind of liked the Esencia del Océano.
I mean,
that's
for non-Italian speakers.
It's going to cost like 15 gold, basically. It's nothing too expensive.
Yeah, but how quickly could they get that done?
Well, it's going to take a decent amount of time to reinforce the railing and set up the pulley system for your 8-pound cannons.
Quicker than
a lot longer to do that than it is going to.
I'm just checking.
Whitewash the paint of the Widowmaker and repaint it on as something else.
Okay, so 15 gold.
Yeah. I'll pay that out of my own pocket.
Yeah,
it can come out of ship's funds.
Hey man, as highly pointed out, I'm the captain. I'm willing.
All right,
it's okay.
Okay.
All right, so 15 gold to rename.
Well, are we all cool with the name of Esencia del Océano?
We just call it the Esencia for right now, like for short or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we can call it for short, but its full name would be
or the Oceano.
Or
that's
that,
a pretty cool name.
Okay,
I'm good with that.
I like that.
All right, so you guys are doing that. Let me wrap right around here to Rhux and Dresd'a. You guys are looking for supplies. Give me a quick investigation check, and then we'll come back to Hylough and Iylis with the gems.
I want to forget about.
We'll get back to Praedyth.
Praedyth, yeah.
Don't worry, Praedyth will be there, although starting to close in on some time here. All right, so it doesn't take you too long, Dresd'a and Rhux. You're able to find a place that'll sell you, in essence, barreled goods and some things of that nature. What I have written down here is that you can pay anywhere. The typical cost for 1 day of food per crewman is 5 silver. But you can pay for anywhere from 2 to 5 GP per person, depending on the quality of the food that you want to buy. 2 is poor quality food. 5 is kind of normal, average quality. It's durable food that will last. 5 gold pieces is like I'm eating, foie gras tonight, every night, kind of thing.
Well, we don't want to feed them foie gras and let them get fat and lazy, but maybe just good, healthy food that's going to last a while.
So you need to tell me how high you want to go per person. Is what
4, 3 or 4, I think. 4. Let's go 4 per person.
Okay, 4 per person is less than the average. Is less than the normal.
Let's just go normal.
I thought you said 5 was the foie gras.
No, 5 gold. 5 silver is the normal. It's sort of the standard fare.
Gotcha. Let me see. So 5 gold. What would 2 gold per person be?
Well, it's 5 silver is 0.5 of a gold.
Yeah, I know, but what quality food?
So let's give them a gold per day.
There's a reason why I kind of broke it down this way. You don't have to give the crew what you eat.
I was about to say I want to eat something decent. So.
Yeah, but we ought to give them something decent.
We need morale.
So
we want to have a good crew.
What this includes is food and fresh water. So it'll be whatever food you get in fresh water. You can add an allotment of ale or rum for an extra silver per day, so that they could get some ale or rum. A good portion of your crew is, in essence, teenagers. Not sure if that might be a smart plan. You basically just tell me how much you want to pay per crew per day, and how many days you want, and then we'll just call it a number. And if you go above 5, that just means they're getting better quality food. That's all it means. So what do you guys want to do?
Let them eat cake.
I suggest maybe 1 gold per person.
Yeah, I want to have a
Remember,
happy crew.
Remember, you're
5 for us.
paying the crew.
I was gonna say
you're paying the crew 2 silver pieces a day. You want to basically pay 5 times that for their food. So
5 silver.
I think 5 silver is good for now,
Yeah.
and then we'll see.
And then we'll get the 5 gold.
We can always reward them with a bonus. They'd probably rather have it in ale and grog.
Yeah, like
At the
maybe
end.
buy. So how many days worth of food should we buy?
4.
4
We
days.
can always get some, man.
So why don't we do 4 days worth of food at 5 silver per person,
okay.
and then 2 days worth of food at 2 gold per person. This way we have like some celebratory from reward food.
Okay,
and
4
good food for us.
days of 5 silver piece per person.
We have 19.
2 days of how much? What was that? 2 gold?
2 gold.
Yeah.
So that means what, we got 20 people for math purposes.
Now,
That's
do you want to
40
do?
gold.
You want to do? Yeah, I'm gonna do it at 20 people. So you're looking at 2 times. So 4 days at 5 silver pieces. So that's going to be 2 gold per person for the whole time. So you're looking at 40 gold pieces for the normal stuff, and then you're looking at 80 gold pieces for the other stuff. Now, do you want to do 20 people of the 2 gold, or do you want to do like 5 people 2 gold?
5 people on the 2 gold.
All right, so then you're looking at 10, 20 gold there.
Yeah, I'd say 60 gold is decent, right?
Yep, so that would be 60 gold total. And that's going to be a variety of things. Like, it's going to be barrels of apples, it's going to be maybe a live chicken or 2 so that you can just kill it and eat it, or have fresh eggs. It's going to be a variety of things. It's not just like it's biscuits, it's probably some salted meats, all that sort of stuff. Fresh fruit of some sort, that kind of stuff. And then the good stuff is going to probably be, probably some better quality meat. Definitely some kind of rum of some sort to add to it. Maybe some wine, that sort of stuff. But we're just kind of hand waving that. So there we go. There's that. So 60 gold for that. So you guys, all told right now, have spent 85, 34, 85 plus 230 is
We have spent all of the money.
27.15 at this point, or something like that. So about 37.15, about almost 37.15 or something of that nature. Let's quickly go back to Hylough and Iylis. You guys head back. Before leaving the bank, you present them with the 15 gems. So there are 13 gems of smaller size. They're similar to the ones you did before. And then 2 gems that are decent sized. They in fact, actually, you don't do it here. There was a jeweler, remember? You guys went to the
that
jeweler.
woman we talked to.
Yeah, okay.
So you go to the jeweler again, and she appraises them. She is willing to give you 100 gold for each of the 13. So that'd be 1,300 gold. 13.
1,300. Yeah.
Yep. And then let's see what she assesses the diamonds as. Oops.
A1. Get A1.
Well, now I have to decide if she goes high or low.
What to say? You want it to be accurate, not
All right.
parabad.
All right. So she estimates them to be 600 gold pieces each. So
guys?
all told, they'll be
Get away.
2,500 gold.
Talk her
okay.
up. Talk her up.
I think that's great.
Well, I mean, I think this gem right here And this one right here, they're really nice looking gems. Like, look at these. Have you seen these right here? I think these are worth a little bit more.
You can try to do a persuasion check.
I think I shall.
I will also mention one thing before you do this persuasion check. If she's estimating the 2 diamonds at like 600, if anybody has a spell that requires a 500 or a gold piece diamond, I have 2 of them right now.
There was a spell that I was trying to
but that one's special.
Get you to add.
That one's special, remember?
Yeah.
It is added, but it's special. You're going to have to go find a gem of that sort.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well.
But
I think 500 gold. It's like resurrection.
Yeah, well, things like there are some
stuff.
spells that do have them, but I'm just pointing that out before you potentially get.
Oh wow!
I am the most persuasive.
Crit that roll, no doubt.
I've already increased the diamonds thing because of the bad rolls. So
2,700 or 2,800.
I'm so persuasive. She wants to give me all of her money.
She will. The 2 that you spoke of, she will increase to 125. So
let's go.
So you basically are now at 2550.
Good job, Iylis.
Come on, just take it.
Okay.
Technically, the diamonds are only worth 500 gold pieces. I already bumped them up to 600 because of her horrible roll and then my other roll that go high.
Okay. All right,
I'm satisfied with the 2 that I pointed out.
So 2550 there is what you guys get because
very cool.
She can't estimate her own gems very well. At this point in time, you guys are heading back to the ship so you can get the ale to sell, which again you'll get money for that. In fact, we'll assume you just do it over the course of the next hour or so. That is
that'll work.
199 GP, 7 SP, and 5 copper. Now, you need to talk to Marcus about whether or not you want to sell the rights to the...
Yeah.
I think, look, if it's a finder's fee, all the work we did, I think we should not take less than 100.
Well,
and then, make a lot of money off that.
So everyone's back and we're discussing this.
I'm gonna say, listen,
it should be a percentage.
Marcus, you take care of this. It's your deal. It was not mine.
Okay.
I just don't think, given what we've been able to do just by transporting some cargo or going and finding people and stuff like that, 25 gold pieces for or a 33% profit on this stuff is not possibly not worth our trouble. But I mean, well, this is my opinion.
And while I do understand that, we're gonna.
It's not the percentage; it's the quantity. The guy's not making huge quantities of this ale, and so the total that
not making it yet. You got to kind of have to see the big picture here. That we're breaking into a marketplace, and we don't have to buy the ales and the things that didn't sell well. But on a 33% profit, if he thinks he can sell it and he can buy more and we can produce more, we just bring that, and then the profit more, we get more money for it. And it's only a day. It took us a day to get here, if that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a day by ship, but it's also just you can take a road. Like you don't have to go by ship.
So I mean, I think we should keep the name. We've done the work. Let's keep our. We can maybe cut a deal with things. So let's just not give him the name right now, and we'll.
It's your deal, not mine.
Okay.
That's why I didn't.
Okay.
Go ahead and give it up.
I'm gonna go now to Praedyth. You make it to the sculptor's shop and sculptress's shop and knock on the door. She answers, and she actually looks a little tired, but more upbeat this time. She's like, a little man. Praedyth, sorry. Hey, please come. I feel that I have captured exactly what you were after. And she takes you back around, and you can see the mask is sitting up on the on like a little stand, and it is, as you come around the thing, it's like for a second there you think it is the mask before before you start to look at it more critically. Now, I believe you may have misunderstood how the mask looks. The mask is completely white. There is no black part to it or anything like that. It's completely white.
Okay.
So the whole thing is lacquered white. That was the way it's intended to be. You look it over, and it looks exactly the way you were hoping it would, and as you were expecting it to. You've already paid all the money, so she's like waits for your response though.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Good.
Perfect.
If the person you're working with wants any more of these things, please let them know that I can probably make more.
Oh, absolutely, I will. Thank you so much.
No problem. It's good doing business with you.
Absolutely. I will keep you in mind if I ever need more masks or just a mask. I like little figurine. But we'll see. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
You head off. Or are you heading back to the ship? What do you want to do?
Yeah, because I need to get Marcus. He said he wanted to be there when I went and bought it.
Okay.
I remembered that.
All right. So you head back to the ship. Everybody gets back to the ship at about the same time. You guys are at the ship when Praedyth makes it back to the ship as well.
Praedyth, did it go well?
I have the mask. Now we gotta go sell it and buy it from your mom.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. Anything else?
That was confusing, wasn't it? I got the replacement mask. Now we gotta go buy the one I want.
And did we gave you funds already? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I think I marked it off, so I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to go? Have anything else that we want to deal with? She normally isn't there till night, I don't think, but we could stop by and on our way. Do we have any other things else we need to do?
The only other thing you were thinking of is,
Did
well,
we,
if you're not going to do the deal thing with the other guy, then you drop off the alcohol. And that's it.
Yeah, we just dropped off the alcohol.
Say
Say we'll get
send a note saying yes to the other people.
Yeah, we do need to do that. So
Okay.
I can go do that.
All right. As you're kind of prepping to do that, you notice at the bottom of the gangplank is a small little man. And as it looks to be like for a second there, you're like, why is Praedyth at the, and then you realize that he's not the same. The skin coloring isn't quite the same.
It's not our resident little man.
No, it's not your little man, but it's definitely a gnome. And he kind of looks up at the ship, and then he kind of looks down again, and then he kind of seems to walk around for a second, and then he goes, "Hello, hello."
Boy.
And he's like, at this point in time, you look and you realize, I got to get this name real quick. That
is Lydia's friend?
That is Beanbick Clattertrap. Remember the helical.
I was just
Beanbick.
Oh.
He says, can I come aboard? I got a question.
All
right, he comes up and
Marcus raises an eyebrow a little uncomfortable.
Okay. And he kind of looks at the ground and acts a little sheepish, and he says, I know this is kind of an odd request, but you're kind of the last people I have as a possibility. I'm looking to try to get passage back to Calastria with the wreckage of the helical, and because of what happened, nobody else will take me, but maybe you guys will.
I would love to see the helical again. Praedyth runs up and starts battling about the mess he's been.
How large is the wreckage?
The stuff he got.
It's well, I mean,
would you want it below decks or?
Yeah, we'd have to put it below. We could put it below decks. It'll fit, and it would fit down there, I think. But there's one more problem.
Well, we got to think about cargo too, because now we got both that and the other cargo.
Yeah, but you don't have any cargo from.
We don't have any cargo to go there yet. So what's the other issue?
But So he's like,
go from the Navy ship.
yeah, if you're going to take him, if you're not going to stop here, you're going taking the Navy stuff, and then that cargo too. He's like, well, the money to pay for the trip was supposed to come from the helical rides, and well, I didn't really
So
make
you
very
don't
much.
have the money.
No, not really. I will have some money when I get there. I can talk to Castor, and I'm sure he could pay for it after the fact, but I don't have any to pay for it up front.
Raise an eyebrow. Okay. How much is it? Would we know what a normal transportation cost would be? What the normal rate?
It depends.
I mean,
it's all about weight and things like that, and some of that sort of stuff. Like the helical, what you saw, what you got into, was made of metal, but the metal was relatively light. It wasn't super heavy. It wasn't like made of iron. It was made of some other alloy of some sort that you aren't sure of. And the helical was just big enough for basically one person. He was just able to run it with other people because he's so small. So it's not a very large contraption. All told, you think maybe it's 200 to 300 pounds. And it's probably, I mean, it's kind of somewhat destroyed. He probably doesn't have all the pieces. He gives you an estimate that currently it's in like 3 large crates. So basically you're taking 3 large crates. That would probably have to sit in the center of the hold, but that would be it.
And
so how much would that normally cost?
Yeah.
If you were going just from here to Calastria, probably 25 gold or something like that. It wouldn't be a lot.
Okay. So you also know there's a blockade on Calastria.
What?
Yeah, the ships went out today.
There's a blockade.
Well, it's been announced as a blockade, so it's going to be even harder to get in and out. Let me discuss it with my friends, but I mean, it's going to be a little more expensive because we're taking the risk that, we get you there and the funds aren't there. So that would be part of the rate, unless you have something else that would sweeten the deal.
I don't know.
Any gadgets or things, perhaps?
Kind of size. He's like, well, I mean, I could discuss this, and he pulls out the sphere thing. But I won't discuss that here on the docks. That would be while we're en route.
Well,
puts it back into his pocket.
Why don't you come into our cabin? Well, actually, yeah, come into the captain's cabin.
He's like, nope, I will not discuss what this is until we are out of on our way to Calastria.
Interesting. Okay. Let us discuss things. And when are you talking about going?
Whenever you guys leave. I mean, you're the only option I have left at this point. No one else will take me.
You're kind of stuck up the tree there.
Let's discuss this. If I have to, I'll do odd jobs and find some way to get there, but I would prefer not to.
Well, hold on. Hopefully, let's see what we can do.
Okay. He has a seat on the ropes that are near the gangplank. They're about the right size, height.
Okay. So, go back in. So, what do you guys think?
Well, we know we can't get into the blockade of Calastria. I know you're sweetening the pot there.
Yeah.
And we are going to Calastria. The
also
cargo
true.
Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't.
I think we should do it.
Praedyth could use a buddy. Somebody who
I just want to know.
We
what
could
the
make
sphere is.
Praedyth gospel to him for payment. That would be hilarious.
Does anyone know what that gadget does?
What did Praedyth say? I didn't hear what Praedyth said.
Oh, I said I want to know what the sphere is and play with his broken helicopter.
There will be no helicopter on the ship. It will be in large crates.
No, it's
in
in
the
crates.
cargo hold.
Do I think?
Open.
Well, would also, or we either have to stop here again, or he'd have to go with us on our way
Yeah,
to
that's what I was trying to get at.
Caramagal with that crew.
Yep. That is your thing. I mean,
we don't know how large the other.
You do know he did say.
He said,
let me find it.
medium?
He said. Let me find it real quick. He said that it was 10 small crates and 1 very large crate.
Would we still be able to fit everything with the 3?
Oh yeah, with that
3 more crates.
If you had, well, he said that Beanbig said that he had 3 large crates. So, yeah, you think you could probably fit it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not sure if you could take other cargo.
I don't really think we're planning on taking any other cargo.
I was going. That was my next stop. Was go check for more shipment. People or cargo that want to make the trip.
So a large crate, a large crate would basically be a like a 5x5. Your smaller crates would probably be like 2 or 3. So yeah, you could fit them. The very large crate is probably a 10x10. Is your guess, or a 5x10 or something of that nature. And when you ask Beanbig a little bit more about them, you find out that what he's talking about large crates is he's talking about 1 5x10 and 2 5x5. So they could literally sit together all in 1 10x10 block.
Well, it's large to him.
Yeah, it's large to him.
Right.
Exactly. It's large to him.
Well, I mean, say 50 gold. Negotiate it. He'll probably try to negotiate it down to 40 gold. You said it normally be about 25.
Yeah, something like that. It's only Calastria. Like some of the jobs you saw on the job board when you first got here are Passage to Calastria was like 25 gold for a passenger. So cargo depends on how much it is. You did see one job to Calastria that was going to pay 50 gold, but it was 10 crates. So yeah, I mean,
and we do know him, so we don't have to worry about and having an artificer owe us a favor at the port we need to find information. That would probably could only help us, I would think.
Yeah. But now the question is, are we going to go to Caramagal?
Well, we can give him both. He can just ride with it. He has no choice.
No, that's what I was asking.
Options.
Because if Hylough wants to get more cargo, it might be easier to get cargo for maybe like
in other words, come back
or something like that, and then
come back here and pick him up.
Come back here and pick it up. Yes.
So I'm okay with that.
Extra cargo both to Caramagal and back.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with that. I thought you guys wanted to go directly to it or stop at another port. So
that's what I was just asking.
Well, I do. Well, we okay. We didn't have a reason to stop. Now we have possibly a reason to do things, but that doesn't mean we have to. So,
well, we could also pick up cargo as Caramagal that would want to go to Calastria.
Right. So we're going to drop off some.
Will allow more than just a flyby for Caramagal.
Yeah, it's a slow and go.
I am interested in what the thing does, because I mean,
I am too.
As badly as it ended, it did fly for some time, and until he started experimenting a little bit.
Well, somebody asked him to start experimenting a little bit.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Were you there?
Yeah.
No.
I heard stories.
From who? It was me and him. There are no
Birds
stories
are alive.
I'm sticking to my story. There's no other witnesses, so you gotta take it or leave it. So my vote would be we go ahead and say 50 gold, and then if he weasels us down and negotiates it down, then we can go from there.
Okay.
But no fewer than 35 gold.
Sure.
Because we are taking the risk that we don't get paid at all.
Yeah,
that is true. All right, let's go talk to him.
Very good. Any objections?
Well, that's the gold. Okay, that's gold. If he agrees to that, then the sphere would not be in.
Well, it depends on how well we negotiate.
I think
But you're negotiating up front.
regardless. He's a sphere beyond. Like, he has to tell us the information as we go as payment, or because even if we like, whether we get money on the back end or not, he has to give us something on the way, and that would be the info on the sphere, right? And then he still has to give us the money on the back end because he still has to pay. But the info on the sphere is more like insurance, right?
Yeah.
That was my thoughts on it.
So, and besides that, if he, my thought would be if he says, well, I'll only pay 40 gold, I'll only pay 35 gold. Okay. Well, you're kind of putting us at risk here. How about 35 gold? And you tell us give us information on the sphere. I don't think we're going to get 50 gold out of him, but it lets us get some leeway with negotiations.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Now we'll go talk to him.
Let's go talk to him.
All right. You guys head out. He's still sitting there, kind of kicking his feet. He kind of hops to his feet when he sees you guys. It's like, well, what do you say?
So we definitely want to help. Is the captain saying anything? I'm sorry. Do you want to take the lead on this?
Yeah, I got you. We will give you passage with the helicopter to Calastria for 50 gold.
He kind of looks a little pained, and he says, you mean once we get there, 50 gold, right?
If you can ensure that. But there is a risk in here. We've talked it over, and we sort of feel as compensation for that risk, you could give us information on your sphere there. And then the 50 gold when we get to the
what this thing is, and the information you would learn from that is priceless. I can't do that. I can say yes. Well, I'll pay you 50 gold when we get there. I'll alert Caster and once we get there and have him send some money down. But and he does say down, by the way. But I can't.
What do you mean? What do you mean down? Is his labs in the north of the island?
He says no. We work in Glittercrag.
Do we know what Glittercrag is?
Glittercrag. He's like.
I'm assuming it's a flying city, but
no. He says we work in Glittercrag, and you kind of look blankly about that. And he says, Tinkertown, and you have heard of Tinkertown. Tinkertown is a small mining / artificer enclave that is built on the bottom of a floating Aerra that is basically 60,000 feet above Calastria.
What are we feeling, guys?
Well, maybe we could negotiate a little more then, and we could have a discount for you if we had discounts for some of his products.
I can't negotiate that for him, but I mean, try. I don't have any way of contacting him right now. Otherwise, I'd have him send me money. Otherwise, I mean, I'm sure he can pay you 50 gold when we get there.
Okay. Well, we can negotiate the rest. The other thing is we're headed for Carmagal and then directly to where you're going to go. So you'll need to come with us now.
Okay.
Once the ship leaves.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, if this is okay, then I will. I'll start getting I'll work with Otis to get the crates moved here, and we'll get them loaded onto your ship.
And it's just you, right?
Yeah, it's just me.
You and the crates.
Yep.
Okay.
Look around. Everyone okay with this?
I'm all right with it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me go talk with Otis, and I'll get everything started. He's like turns and heads down the gangplank. And about 5 minutes later, 5 guys reached the bottom of the plank and said, "Hey, we're here from the shipyard. We're gonna start doing some pulleys and stuff."
Righto. Come aboard, gentlemen.
And they head up, and it's like, "Where do you want us to put these things?"
I'm thinking for the cannons on the sides here.
All right, and they start doing their stuff. You see them start measuring, and they pull out. About a few minutes later, a cart comes with a bunch of stuff, and they start bringing some things on, and you start hearing some hammering and some sawing and stuff like that, and they're starting to do their work to make it so that a cannon will be placed on either side.
Cool.
Excellent.
Cool.
So now we just have to talk to Lydia. Oh, Hylough, did we find? Oh, I was there when we found someone that he was going to do the deal with the warehouse. So
Yeah, we
never
got-
mind.
The count to deal with that.
Yeah.
All right, so
And-
you guys go and alert Captain Cristobal that you're going to do his thing. He tells you, I'm assuming Aaron just goes and does it and then relays this to you. He tells you that, again, it's 10 small things, 1 very large one, and that he'll start sending over, get it pulled out of their hold and start sending it over to yours. That it is a gnome who is the passenger by the name of... I gotta find her name.
We've got too many gnomes.
By the name of
I know.
Galsa Wobblespell. She also has the message. And that you guys will be met on the docks by a member of the Margali Navy, one Captain Fallon Cristobal.
Well, I'm not there. Never mind.
Your relative?
Dalsa.
If you say that, he says, it's my daughter, yes.
Wonderful.
What was Dalsa's last name?
You mean Donald?
The gnome.
Oh, you mean Beanbrick? Beanbrick Clattertrap or Castro?
No, the new gnome.
Oh, sorry, Galsa Wobblespell.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. He says,
So-
when are you guys planning on leaving? I will transfer Galsa over right the day of. But we'll get the cargo moved over as soon as possible.
We're planning on leaving tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Okay.
Near and whenever we can.
When he then pays you 25 gold now, and he says Galsa will be coming with another 25 to pay for your initial expenses, the upfront portion of this, and Fallon or Captain Cristobal will have the remaining sum on your arrival.
Great. Oh, yeah.
So, do we want to find a messenger who can try to find our extra crew member to let her know we're coming back? Do we have any way of contacting her?
In theory, she's supposed to be here tomorrow, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's fine then.
She said 2 days, and tomorrow would be the second day.
Okay.
All right.
So, do we want to go trade in a mask?
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys spend till the evening just doing stuff. So about mid-afternoon, most of the pulley systems are in place. About noontime is when the crates from Beanbrick come and get loaded onto the ship, and get sort of centered in the thing. At the same time, Otis comes by and says, "Yeah, I know you're going to do the other thing as well. I'll get that. We'll set up we'll organize things a little bit better once that stuff comes over, which is supposed to come over later today. So for now, you've got these things set up in the center of the ship, but you expect that there's going to be moved. That's basically what he's saying, to better balance. The pulleys and stuff are all set by a little bit past lunch, and about an hour after that, a guy comes up and basically shouts up to, "I'm looking for the captain. Count Morvan has sent me. I'm a warehouse manager."
I can take care of it.
Okay. He comes up and says, "My name is Rolando. I will be, according to Count Morvan, I'll be helping out you guys with your warehouse. I went around and talked to the current people that are already there. all of the tenants, all of the external shops are currently rented. And the current rent on those, at least what they currently are paying, you may want to change this or not. It's up to you guys, just to let me know how you're doing. But what you want to do, there's 3 smaller shops, 3 larger shops. The small ones are running, I gotta find what I'm looking at, 5 gold pieces per month. The larger ones are going at 10 gold pieces per month. Is the current contract, and it took me a while to I had to go down to find some spots, but I did finally contact one of the merchants who's currently renting there. He told me that the rent is currently, and I saw the contract, 1 gold piece per 25 square feet of warehouse space per month. All of these things are per month. Having spent a little time in your warehouse, I'm assuming you gave them the key.
Yeah.
I measured it out. You have approximately 5,000 square feet of usable space. So they pay based on the base, the floor, the area at the bottom they use. They can go up as high as they want them, basically.
And that's how much per month? Is it?
1 gold piece per 25 square feet. Let me make sure my math is right, though. 25 times 20. Sorry, you have 500 square feet of usable space.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, I added an extra 0 there. So basically, the gist of it is that currently, all of the shops are rented, which would be a total of 30 plus 15, 45 gold. And if you rented out the rest of if you rented out all of the warehouse space, it'd be another 20 gold pieces per month. As of right now, he doesn't know how much of how much is rented to the merchants currently. He's still trying to get access to some of the contracts.
I'd say keep all the rent the same.
Yeah, we can review. I ask him if there's any. Are there any? What's?
Well, he says I can handle all of this for you. This is perfectly fine for now. As far as I understand it, we can probably change the rents whenever you want. It seems reasonable for the time being. Let's get you guys established and see how much space is really being rented out, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
How much of
Thank you.
Of the warehouse?
Thank
space.
you. Thank you very much for taking care of this.
I will if you guys are still here. I hear that you might be leaving soon. If you're still here in dock tomorrow, hopefully by then I should know the rest of your merchant tenants and hopefully give you an idea of how much they're being used there.
Okay. And if not, if we miss each other, we'll be back. At some point, probably, hopefully within the next month. So
fair enough. Thank you for your time, and he heads off.
Okay.
Later in the afternoon, the cargo from the Kestrel is delivered and put on the thing. A couple hours before dusk, a guy comes with a crate. He shouts up, "Delivery of a new sail!"
That's us.
And you guys get it loaded onto the ship, and then he starts unrigging your mainsail and then rigs up the other one. That takes about an hour of doing all that with help from the crew. The new sail that comes up is a very shimmery light sail. It's made of silk. It literally is made of silk. It's lighter than your canvas sail. He basically just folds that back up, and basically you guys store it under in the bay below in case you ever want to put it back on. And it's useful for potentially some of the other stuff. He then gives you a scroll. Opening up the scroll, it's a warranty. No, it basically is. It's basically care instructions and the command word to activate it.
Okay.
And
that to Iylis. Right.
So that's installed. And he says, I was also meant to tell you, told you that the cannon show should be here first thing in the morning. They're finishing up a few things with them. Morven requested something special.
Has the ship been renamed?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, at the same time, they were doing the pulleys and stuff like that. They did the ship.
Okay.
Also, when they brought over the cargo from the Kestrel, 2 barrels of gunpowder or black powder and 24 8-pound cannonballs were delivered as well, as promised.
Dang it.
And it now becomes evening. And you guys head towards the 2 palms. And given the time,
get your mask, Praedyth.
Given the time that we're at, we will pick that up next time.
I wanted to before this day was out, I wanted to check out the board for people looking for passage and stuff
we can
like
do that
as
real
well.
quick before we drop off. The job board has multiple things. One is passage and cargo to Emerdal. The job is 10 crates of something. You're supposed to speak with Renal Bear at the Obsidian Prospecting Company. Prospecting Company sounds like that might be some kind of ore or something, maybe, because of where it's coming from. There's another one for passage to Calastria for 3 people, and to speak with Kalenin at the Silver Refuge. Another one is passage and cargo to Castel de Magali. It seems to be 20 barrels of something. You're supposed to speak with Benny at the Morven grounds in the docks. That sounds like maybe something from Count Morven's people. Passage and cargo to Emerdal. It's another 20 barrels of something, also from Morven grounds. Passage and cargo to Calastria. It's 10 crates of something. Ciagnello Galante with the Thunder Rock Mining Company. Again, might be something related to mining. Passage to and cargo to Care Wraith. Its cargo is 2 large crates. And you're supposed to see Dione Caraxes at Spatheon Trading. Those are the main jobs that you see on the job.
And can we handle those, like the barrels going to a galley?
You're not 100% sure. You need to see what the weight and how everything's distributed on the main ship.
Okay.
That happens later in the afternoon, when the stuff from the Kestrel arrives. Looking it over, once that stuff gets in and everything gets resituated, ship is definitely a little bit lower in the water now at this point. The cannons are going to actually add some weight too. The one that goes to Margali, you might want to go. You have room for 20 barrels, but it all depends upon the weight. So the question there is, you're probably going to have to go talk to the guy and find out what they're shipping, because it doesn't say on the thing.
And the heavier we are, the slower we go.
Exactly.
Just keep that in mind too.
Okay. Well, I can definitely try to track down that guy and find out that. I don't think we want to carry ore, for example.
Well, you're not sure what the one is for Magali. That's from Morven Ground, so that's Count Morgan stuff. As far as you know, he doesn't do any mining.
Right. I mean,
in fact, based on the name of where you're supposed to go, that sounds like maybe foodstuffs of some sort.
Yeah, so I'll talk to them. That sounds like the thing that, other than the people that are going to Calastria, which, do we have room for people? What do we have in the way? We don't
technically no.
Because we got with the crew, and then
with the crew, like you don't have any, like you never, this thing all the way at the bottom on the 3rd floor where your cargo is and stuff like that. You never did, like at this point in time, like the small crates and stuff like that are in there because it's a small doorway to get in. This you never built out to be cargo or to be passenger space. You could, but you never did. The large crates are sort of in the center of the ship.
Right.
Are in the center of the ship here. and most of the small crates were put into the small into this back chamber. That's why I say you have room for 20 barrels. So you could fit some in here. You could fit some around the outside of the big. So you have room for it. It's just a question of weight. You just don't necessarily want to drop too far into the water.
Right.
If you hit a bad storm with too much and you're too low in the water, that could be dangerous.
Well, I'll go find the guy or whoever I'm supposed to talk to, and
Ben mentions that it is when you talk to him. Ben A mentions that it is 20 barrels of coffee, so coffee beans. And the coffee beans are probably going to be. It's probably about 30 pounds per barrel, something like that. They're definitely not the normal. They're not like a wine barrel cask or anything like that.
That'd be really heavy.
Yeah. You give me an insight check or give me an intelligence check. Oh, great. Also that the job would pay 30 gold. You'll get 10 gold up front and 20 when you reach the destination. And there will be a guy going with it, a merchant going with it. You think you could probably, that wouldn't be too much. Too much.
All right. Well, I'll talk with. I'll go back to the ship.
I'm all in for it.
Well, maybe I'll talk to True or somebody who has a better understanding, or somebody.
She heads down into the hold and she looks through it and she's like, and then she comes back up and she says, "Well, are we expecting any pirates or anything?"
I guess we have no idea.
She's seriously asking. Because if we add another 600 pounds down there, I'd be concerned about the speed.
Yeah.
If we have to run. But
well, that's what I want to know. Yeah, I mean that's because we don't know whether we're going to have. We're just going to Calastria, but we could.
No,
hit
you're going to. This is to Margot.
I'm sorry. We're just going to go.
So it's only a day and a half, but
you never know what you're going to run into between here and there. So, well, that's what I need your professional opinion about. So.
If you're concerned, I wouldn't take the job.
Okay.
If you aren't concerned about that, then it's probably fine.
All right. So I'll pass on.
Okay.
It's like we're really not going to be able to take anything else. We're loaded.
Okay. So you guys then pass the time until it gets closer to until it gets dark, and then you head to the Two Palms. And like I said, we'll pick this up next time as we continue our story on the high seas.